Now that Quantum's here, we can go live. Funny story before we get started was I was doing the title and I pushed the F instead of the good, so it's foodstuffs. And I almost
It happens.
Yeah, it happens, and yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to talk some food stuff today. We got a cookbook that we're going to talk about. I told my sister about that last night. Last night, talked to her. It makes the work day go by faster. I actually had about 45 minutes to spray the other side of the town because I got done so quickly. It was I hit the ground running, and I got started late. They didn't give me enough time to get down there. It takes you an hour and 15 minutes at least, somewhere abouts. And I was 12 minutes late spraying on, and I sped all the way there.
Gotta be safe though.
Got to be safe because coming back one night, I almost hit a pack of deer. And I slammed Abby into the floor.
I
thought, oh man, meta quick.
Yesterday I almost hit a pachyderm.
Yeah. She probably shook her up like, what the hell? Mike Walters in the house. We Savaloy. We have Carrie in the house.
Carrie.
We have Apex, of course,
Mr.
here
Mike.
with us, and Hex. Bog will fire up the grill and try a Good Stuff recipe. Okay. Can you smell what Good Stuff's got cooking? Do you have anything cooking today?
Not yet, but we will.
Not
later.
yet. Yeah. Generally reserve that for the evening hours.
Well, it just depends on what we're cooking. Some things take all day, so you have to start it early.
Yeah.
But
Do you have a smoker?
Oh yeah, I have a smoker. I have a grill.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 grills.
I'm not talking about your habit. Just, clarify that.
Right.
Yeah, you need a big meerschaum, or a Sherlock Holmes pipe, one of those.
I don't have it up here. It's downstairs.
Everything. Don't you have one like that?
He does.
Yeah, I do. It's downstairs. I've been trying not to smoke it up here in the house, so that's why I haven't been doing it on streams.
Yeah, a big hemp detective's hat.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so you're just vaping right now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just my vape.
I when Mrs. Good Stuff came on, I was like,
there
she
he
got
is.
the red lipstick on, boy. That just stuck out to me. I was like, Steven Tyler, big lips. Mick Jagger. Yeah, there we go. Hex Mel had to stick his
Hey!
Need a magnifying glass.
You do. Perfect.
I got one somewhere. I got to put it in my prop box.
I don't know if I'd look in one. What kind of cap do they call that anyway?
A deer stalker, I think.
Oh well, that's a deer stalker. But what is Good Stuff wearing?
Flat cap or paperboy cap, or there's a few different duck cap.
Golf cap.
Yeah, it could be called
a golf cap. Has a little thing on the top.
There's a few different styles that are very similar.
Yeah.
This one I would consider more a flat cap. I have a couple that are duck caps that are a bit like shorter, like the brim. Like this.
Everybody has food.
Look at that.
Yes.
And look what he made there.
Wow. Oh my
Good
goodness.
Stuff recipe. Yes.
All right, wait a minute.
That's why I was late. I was cooking breakfast.
Let's do this.
Let's clean it up a bit.
There we go.
Pancakes, eggs, and
Sausage,
sausage.
Pancakes.
Looks good.
It's like a
Yeah.
Chappelle skit. Available for
What, you got a baked
pancakes.
potato? What the hell?
No,
What is
it's a
Baked
good stuff
potato.
apple recipe with some whipped cream on top.
Is it really?
You
Butter.
did it! Oh my
Yeah,
god! I
that's
thought
the,
you were
uh,
kidding.
No,
The campfire apples that are in
Yes.
the Grandma Good Stuff section.
yes. That's
I
it.
would like.
Cinnamon
I
roast.
have nothing to show except a cup of coffee. Breakfast of champions. But
Yeah,
I
I
have
got
an energy drink.
a water and a coffee drink.
I got to get some syrup. Hold on.
But we're going
yeah,
to
I
the
was
store.
like, where's the syrup? Where's the butter, man? You gotta have.
Yeah.
a
We're
pat
going
of
to the
butter
store
about
after
that
this to
thick
get.
on there.
We're gonna get ingredients to make the recipe contest winner recipes. We had 2 recipe contest winners. One was for a pasta dish, and the other was for a dessert. So we're gonna
make them
What-
tonight.
we're attempting to make both of them tonight. I think we should be able to.
Mhm.
Cool.
They're not
right. Yeah.
extremely complex recipes. No, I think it'll be good.
Usually, pasta is pretty quick to fix, right? Any kind
And
of
it's
pasta.
orzo pasta. That was JP Raiden Radio
Mhm.
Mhm.
pasta with tomato sauce and hot Italian sausage and some
Oh,
other
yeah.
herbs and
Yeah.
seasonings
Looks
and
good.
stuff. But I'm
Well,
excited.
now I don't. I've been told I cook bland.
Harry.
If I put pepper or salt on something, it's amazing because most food you get nowadays are salt saturated already. But
Oh, yes. Yeah.
as
sodium
long
is
as it's
ridiculous.
cooked, not bleeding, not trying to escape off the plate, you know, I've went to medium rare for a steak, but in some places they still want it mooing and chewing its cud, what they consider, it's like raw or rare. It's,
Yeah,
so I'm
that's
very
too far for some people.
usually
Yep, it is.
but forever I said well done steak, and I finally had one that was medium rare and said I can deal with this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not, of course it's not as well cooked, but a lot of, I just, when I go out to places, I don't trust things. I mean, I've actually, you really got to have a good cook.
It depends on where you get it from. It depends on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in like, church meeting or whatever. We've had a group, like a men's group, and we went to one place and pork chop was undercooked. You wanted to definitely cook that pork totally and not leave it, bloody. And the eggs were undercooked, and then they came back super fried.
Yeah.
They instead of just, I would say eggs are cheap, but they're like $4 a dozen now. But
Sometimes if you get somebody that's in a bad mood in the kitchen, if it's undercooked and you send it back to cook it more, they will overcook it and kill it just to sort of spite you and be like,
with
F this
eggs,
guy.
it's like, why not just drop a couple more eggs, and redo it.
yeah,
You screw
Sure.
those up, just write that off
that's-
into the food.
they're
thing
being
and-
lazy. Rex, lazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't know what they're
Lazy
doing.
chefs.
Or they probably got 1 or 2 people back there and they're having to do a big workload.
One thing that we find is if you go to your average anymore these days, like Bob Evans, Denny's, I don't know, an Applebee's or something like that, it's really hard to get good people, and they hire a lot of kids or a lot of people that jump from job to job a lot. You're losing that
Mhm.
good quality employee that can work in your average restaurant. The
Yeah.
finer dining, most of the time, you're still getting what you pay for.
Uh-huh.
The trendy new places that open up that, they're trying real hard to do a good job so you can get good service and good food from those places. But
Yeah.
anymore, fast food to mid-range is just,
Yeah. Like
it's a shot in the dark, whether you're
I
going to
wouldn't
get
wanna
something
do
good or not.
a rare steak or anything like that at an Applebee's or a Fridays or
Yeah. Only go to a
Yeah.
steakhouse.
It's
So
like-
Apex looks like he's enjoying his apple.
It's wonderful.
I would
Would
like
you-
to know how you got the recipe early.
I asked.
I
asked.
There you go.
That
You got a
that
preview
happens to
copy.
be one of the simplest recipes in the
Uh-huh.
cookbook, and it's
Well, you have a
it
couple
is simply
things-
coring an apple, stuffing it with butter, and whatever sweetness or goodness
Yeah.
you prefer. Typically cinnamon sugar and some
Yeah.
brown sugar,
I'm,
and it's like apple pie without the crust.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Exactly.
you've heard
So it
of
is.
Shoney's or Big Boys.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
They had, you have like a chocolate lava pie or a cake there, but you also have something that looked like strawberries and whipped cream. Actually, that was my thumbnail for yesterday's, but I got yesterday's show struck off because of the monsters. And it wasn't even the old monsters. It was the new monsters that nobody remembers. Nobody wants to remember from the late 80s. That
I remember.
It had a horrible opening on that show.
It was. Yeah, we played the opener, and that's what got my episode struck
the
off.
monsters.
Oh, damn.
The monsters.
Episode 897, we're getting ready to hit 900. So, woo.
Fantastic.
This
my
is
God.
episode 51 of the Rex, Hex, and Apex.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
We're hobnobbing it with the good stuff. So we're going to be talking about their cookbook, but I have to bring in my co-host, Shadowhawk, to say hello. Just let me drop him the link here in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have something to say to Shadowhawk when he gets in here.
Oh my God. You owe me money.
Something to say to you, sir.
I do.
Campaign's rocking it, man. You crossed that. You got that.
Yeah,
not only $5 to get to 900, you went over 1,000 since yesterday.
Yeah. And then Rex, go ahead and refresh that if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. You got even more on there, man.
Of course, it's a cookbook.
Awesome. Wow, you're getting ready to hit
Sell.
$1,100.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Shadowhawk talks turn back into Shadowhawk backs.
Hey.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that's what I need to talk to him about. I didn't get a chance to do the giveaway, so now he gets a choice of what giveaway he wants. That's why I wanted to talk to him.
What's his choice?
Oh, well, he's coming in here, so
Oh, okay.
I was just going to wait till he comes in.
I said let me get the.
Well, do I have these items in front of me?
And I'll bring you in. A little later.
Do I have these items in front of me?
Have
Good
some
stuff that I can show you?
questions. He's got some questions. Says, damn
Yes.
it, Rex. What are you damning me for?
Rex.
Putting him on the spot. Damn
But
it,
there
Rex.
is my
Embarrassing
favorite
me.
recipe, tragic meatloaf.
I'm
Right?
going to try that one too.
Tragic meatloaf. It may have I don't know, down. What do I can't find the word. It might have a not a very nice name. We'll say that, tragic meatloaf. However, it is not tragic. It doesn't taste tragic. It's not tragic to make. It's quite easy. It's the closest to what I grew up with, how my mom made meatloaf, which is how her mom made meatloaf. Now, my mom kind of did some weird things to make it easier for her. And then once I got a hold of the recipe, I always generally liked it, because what makes it different is you just use a can of mixed vegetables. I do the low sodium veg oil, mixed vegetables, drain them, make sure they're really dry, and then you fold it into your meatloaf mix. And it just adds a little something, keeps it nice and soft, adds a little depth to your meatloaf, because I personally don't really like one giant, just plain loaf of meat. I just never have, like with ground beef or whatnot. But there's different things that you could do to jazz up your meatloaf too. You can use cornbread instead of regular breadcrumbs. Use cornbread crumbs. That gives a little extra flavor. I typically use regular
bread, like a Jiffy or something like that.
Yeah.
That could sweeten up your meatloaf.
The honey cornbread mix. I know what you're talking about with the Jiffy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the pooch.
Somebody,
Don't eat the dog. You did that last show. You're not done with that yet.
I think it might have been.
Stop acting like a Haitian.
Dan.
My God.
No doubt.
But I think
But
it was
now
Pastmaster Dan talking about adding, I think it was cornflakes.
Yeah.
I think it was
Cornflakes
cornflakes
would
to the meatloaf.
That's
I've
kind of
used-
the funny thing too, is when I had posted a picture of the meatloaf, or we were talking about the meatloaf, all kinds of people were talking about like, oh, my family does this and my family does that. Like, it's one of those strange things that a lot of families have a different version of how they do it.
Or if you have chip crumbs, like, I got these Chesapeake Bay. I had to try them. It's like crab chip. I was like, I've never heard of crab chip. I'll take it. And they're okay. They're just, but the last bit of them, I just crunched them up and I was going to put it in meatloaf. I haven't done it yet, but instead of breadcrumbs, I'm kind of like that in the kitchen. It's like, I've tried it with corn, whole corn, meatloaf. You can put any number of things in. I've done rice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that do oats, which I'm not a big fan of, but I've seen that done before. One of the best meatloaf recipes I ever saw was like a barbecue. She may have called it like cowboy meatloaf or something. It was Rachel Ray, believe it or not.
Ooh.
And when you do the meatloaf, you have a big like kielbasa sausage in the middle of it. And she put cornbread in it. And that's where I got that idea from, and put barbecue sauce, and then wrapped it in bacon. Oh, God.
Now,
So it's similar to the
so
barbecue fatty,
I
except
put some
we have
barbecue
cheese in it.
sauce on meatloaf sometimes. Have you done that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some French onions, toasted French onions on top.
Oh, yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Sometimes I
Hello.
put that
Shadow
Lipton
Hawk.
soup mix.
Hello,
in
Shadow.
there, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
I'm
up,
good
Shadow?
still.
Hey,
Yo,
What's
yo,
up, good
Shadow.
still? How you doing, bud?
good to see
All
you.
right. How about you?
Hi,
And you
Good,
backed
good.
it before I had a chance to call out a giveaway.
Oh shoot! Oh hey.
So
I-
basically, I'm going to give you your choice. You can have either the lovely Eat Good Stuff logo coaster,
Oh,
Okay.
man.
which Mrs. has right there.
Now,
Or-
is this now do the Vanna thing, it's like just
there you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
All this
yeah.
can be yours.
This too can be yours if the price is right.
Uh-huh.
You'll get it there, Mrs. G.
I know, man. She's got it.
That's
Okay,
great.
what else?
Baby, she's got it.
She's got
What's
it.
the other
Okay.
one?
So, or you could have a demo copy of Edge Punk digital magazine that comes with a free lifetime subscription.
Okay, that's what Tokamai sent me.
So yeah, this
That's pretty
is
neat,
a demo.
actually.
You plug it in. It's like a credit card size, and it has a little
Mhm.
USB thing that flips out. And you plug it into your computer, or laptop, or tablet, and it's an interactive digital magazine. It's
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
really
wow.
really cool. It's going to be.
Wow.
You're going to actually be able to start purchasing it. I believe November 1st. I believe is what he told me.
Mhm.
So this is really cool, and I am involved with it as well. I'm going to be doing some video editing for it and stuff like that. So,
What
All right,
will
cool.
it be?
but there's a
cool.
lot of people involved with this thing.
Curtain
There's so
one or
many
curtain
people.
two?
I guess I'm gonna
Right
go
there and use a coaster, or do you
curtain
use
Don't go
number
with the
2.
coaster. Don't go with the coaster.
Number 2.
Yay!
two? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Good
good.
choice.
Excellent.
Good choice.
Yeah.
You'll really like that, Shadowhawk.
Well, thank
Yes.
you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
did have a question for you though. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Did I back the cutting board here? And I had mentioned to Feline possibly getting my logo laser etched on there instead of my name.
Okay.
She said she figured it was possible. But I just got to get some kind of a way to hook up with her or whatever so I can send her a
Yeah,
picture.
if you want to shoot her a DM, and then you can work all of that out with her as far as that goes.
Okay. And I also did the $5 tip. Do I need to do another one for the coaster for her or for the cutting board for her?
That's gonna be between you and her again. I don't know. I know she said
Okay.
a name is $5, but a logo is probably gonna be more. But I have no idea how much. So that's something you'll have to talk with her about.
And I think that's
Okay.
what she had preferred, was to get in
Yeah.
contact with her. Like, we're not shoving you off, Shadowhawk, on her. I think
No,
that's
no,
what
no.
she
Right, right.
That's
was,
okay. I just
was to
that's
talk
why
to you to get an
that's
idea
why-
of what you wanted, so she knew what to do.
right. I just wasn't sure about the tip because I know you had said something about like an automatic $5 for.
Okay, so Shadow has already contributed $5.
Right. Yeah.
To
Yeah. He's
that.
already done.
And then after you have your discussion with Feline, then you can figure out.
Right,
if
and
there's
then yeah,
any difference.
because if she needs more to do the logo or whatever, because it's obviously not just letters or whatever. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
I think with that, like with the logos, the more complex the design, the more she may possibly have to test, I guess. Which you know what I mean. So because like there's times where it might stop in the middle of it, and she has to reset it and do another run type of deal.
Yeah.
So I think she said letters were much easier, and that was why it was like, okay, bada bing, $5 if you want letters.
Right, I got you.
But then we'll talk.
I'll get a hold of her and work out all the details.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I think it depends on how complex the design is that you want. But if it's just your actual like avatar, your logo, yeah, I don't know. It might not be. I don't think she's actually even seen that up close to.
Yeah, that's what I got to figure out. If she wanted me to send her like a if just a picture is good, or
Yeah,
just, you know, she needs like a PDF file or what have you.
How
So,
did we do with her when we sent her?
I
an
sent
image?
her a JPEG.
A JPEG.
JPEG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to get with my marketing director.
Satisfied customer, man.
You drinking the
What?
juice off the plate?
Yes, I am.
That a boy. Don't waste it.
Mm-mm.
So I
What
don't
in the-
even have
what
to
in the
ask my
world is
question,
that?
Apex.
Is that? It's a good stuff granny apple recipe. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, the campfire
Nice.
apples that are
I
in
mean,
the
if he's trying
Grandma
to get to the
Goodstuff
last
section.
drop, I don't even have to
Yeah.
ask my question to him.
Mhm.
Is it good stuff for breakfast?
It's good stuff.
And how easy is it, Apex?
Very easy. I did it this morning. I cored my apples. I made enough to make the hollow point inside the apple.
Mm-hmm.
I got my foil out. Got my all my granulated sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg all combined in the sugar mix.
Mm-hmm.
Stuffed the butter, chunks of butter, cut up chunks of butter inside the apple, and poured the sugar in each of the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Had the oven temperature 350 degrees for 45 minutes, and it's perfect.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for doing that, Apex. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. He thought it'd be a good idea if he got one of
Yeah.
the easy recipes to do it up and try it out on live on stream to see how it actually is.
That's awesome.
And everybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Buy the
Yeah.
Good Stuff
Yay.
recipe book now.
And what was the
Yeah.
cook time on that? About 50 minutes to an hour?
The prep time was like 15 to 20 minutes, and then the
Mhm.
cooking time was 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
a little over an hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. And good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
good stuff.
And I mean, if you
Good
got
stuff.
all your stuff there, you could do multiples very easily. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And those are great too because we did those at when we went to the cabin the last time, and I put them on the grill.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're out
Mhm.
camping or something, you can put them over the campfire because that's how we used to do them when I was a kid. We'd get
What'd you
them
do on
camping.
the campfire? Just pop them into like the Dutch oven or something?
Well, the campfires that the camp rings that were at the campground that we would go to had like a grate that you could flip over,
like
and it
half.
would cover like halfway or
Yeah.
a quarter of the way,
Oh,
a
right,
third
right,
of the
yeah.
way, and so
Mhm.
we'd set them on top of that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you could hang your little
Just put these down,
tripod and
Chucky.
put it over top if you wanted, or
Oh, yeah,
you
I
can
got
just
all
set
that
a-
stuff, man.
And that was the simplest version. You can do other things like, fill it with raisins. You can have chocolate chips, graham crackers.
Uh-huh.
We do
You know what else
vanilla
is,
bean ice cream on top and caramel sauce.
Oh,
I have
think
two
that
more
adds-
apples to do that. I've had the chocolate chips to one apple and then raisins to the other one. And then
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
have some ice cream of one. Have a dessert. Enjoy.
Now,
Dip
I
it
know
cherry on
you-
top. Whipped cream.
I know
Oh,
you
yeah?
can make your own whipped cream if you have you ever
Yes.
kind of made your own
That's in the
homemade whipped
cookbook.
cream?
yeah, it's in the cookbook.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
which is
That's
easier
maybe
than
that's-
most people think as well.
Technically,
Hmm.
it's called
Wow.
chantilly because it's a flavored whipped topping because it has powdered sugar and vanilla extract in it.
Right.
But a
did you
regular whipped topping is just heavy whipped cream, heavy whipping cream, and you just whip it.
She
Yeah.
just
Whip
mentioned
it.
a dump cake. So do you have a dump cake in
Yeah,
there?
the dump cake's in
Probably
there, the
not.
cherry pineapple.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I did a
we have
cherry. I made a cherry pineapple 2 days ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't
Very
eat
cool.
any of it. That's
Yeah.
the way I paid for my hair. My haircut. She would
Oh,
rather have
nice.
dump cakes that I make.
Rex is
Oh,
on
that's
the barter
cool.
system out there. I love it.
Right. Yeah.
dump
Now-
cakes are another thing that are super, super easy, and they
Super
go
easy,
over
yeah.
like gangbusters at a party, at a holiday
Uh-huh.
dinner,
Yeah.
just for a
Mhm.
simple dessert. Yeah.
If you do a sequel to this book, if you do a second one, I would say no bake cookies as well. Mississippi mud or mud cookies are big,
Those are good.
around.
Those are
And that's
good.
something that you can put like M&Ms in or all number of different things, nuts or, and they're
Something
very
that's
easily to make. I used to do prison ministry and we had to do for a 4-day weekend, we had to do 100,000 cookies, 100,000 dozen cookies,
Mm.
100,000 dozen cookies. That's a lot.
yeah.
And so
Wow.
I went to the no bake section, and then my mother also showed me with chow mein noodles to do a no bake cookie with chocolate over it. It looked like
Oh,
a
I've
thorn.
heard of those.
It looked
There's
like a
a
Oh my
thorn
God.
cookie. They're actually
there's a
pretty
name
good.
for them. They have a
A
cute little
haystack.
nickname for them, and I can't
A
think of it.
haystack.
Haystack. There
Okay.
you go.
Haystack.
Yeah, that's what they used to
Nice.
call them around here.
Yeah,
Okay,
very
yeah.
easy to make. You know, you just melt the chocolate, put the stuff in there, and dip it out with a spoon,
Those are
and
surprisingly good.
let it harden up.
Yeah,
It's,
they're nice and
Mhm.
crunchy.
but when you're doing 100 dozen cookies, that's a lot.
I guess you get burnt out.
Right.
No matter how easy it is, you know.
Maybe you don't want to look at chocolate for a while.
Yeah, well, I
Right.
mean, there's no bake. You don't have to wait on the oven. That's the good thing, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
And then with an
Lots of
oven,
wax paper.
I got so busy with making the other cookies, I let those burn a little, or I mean,
Mhm.
there's no loss,
Right.
Right.
Get your
Yeah.
double boiler too hot or something.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah, one of the cool things if we do a second book, which it's looking like we might, but I was over at my sister's a couple days ago, and she gave me some recipe cards that were my mom's and her handwriting.
Do you have those
Wow.
with you?
No.
It's so cool because they're so old, and you can tell they're just written, like grandma
Yeah.
used to do in the kitchen on plain old note cards.
Yep.
like a
And-
like a 3
And it's
by
got
5 card or
stains
something.
and so if we do this, we're planning on not only typing out the recipe, but putting a picture of the cards in her handwriting up there
And-
with it as well.
And
Wow.
it's your mom's lemon meringue pie.
Lemon meringue pie. My
Oh,
mom's lemon
yeah,
meringue
baby.
pie, and it is so good. And you get the recipe for the meringue and everything, the crust, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's going to be that one that's not. Oh wait, I think it's handwritten in her handwriting. Actually, is her chocolate covered cherries recipe.
Oh, I want to try that.
Yes.
My mom, well, actually, the whole family at Christmas time every year, it was a big, huge thing. And everybody, all the kids, all of us would get together and we would make all kinds of Christmas cookie and candies. And chocolate covered cherries was one, fudge was one. We used to do the
Buckeyes.
little, do you remember the candy cane cookies that were like the just regular cookie dough color? And then you put pink or red food coloring in and you wrap them, you do little
Twist them to make a
yeah,
candy
pieces
cane.
and twist them
Yeah.
together and then make it like a candy cane.
Oh, yeah.
we would
make those.
also string popcorn together
Uh-huh.
at Christmas time.
Yeah, we never did that. We didn't
That
do
was
that, but
something at my other grandma, like on my
Yeah.
dad's side, my grandma's house, we would string popcorn and cranberries.
And we would always get oranges for Christmas, and then we could throw the peels in the fire, and it would make the whole place smell.
oh,
like
nice,
citrus.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, good
Oh,
holiday tip, by the way, to make your house smell good during the fall. Get an orange and make a little basket of oranges and fill them with cloves. Pop cloves in them, and just sit them
Yeah,
out.
We don't
Yep.
call them biscuits; we call them cookies. But yes, we get Oreo cookies or biscuits, as you would call them over there in the UK.
They call them biscuits over in the UK.
A biscuit, yeah. I'll show you a biscuit with a grande piece of butter on it.
Yeah,
Mm.
with some gravy on it.
Love
too.
that.
Mm.
Yeah.
You gotta love those goofy English.
Well, there's shortbread cookies, especially like Scottish shortbread, but the shortbread cookies are so like thick. I mean, they really are like thick cookies and so almost bread-like that it makes sense to call it a biscuit, really. So I was eating it because we had a colleague that came over from Scotland and brought like a bunch of variety of shortbread cookies.
Ooh.
But they're called shortbread biscuits. And I was like, they are almost biscuit-like. It makes
Mhm.
sense. Yeah.
What about gravies and sauces in the book?
Yes, sir.
Well, not a
Well,
gravy per
sauces.
se, but sauces. There's 2 different barbecue sauces. There's a couple of marinades. There's chicken stock. What else is there? Hot honey. What else? I have to look at the
What'd you
list.
do? Your chipotle? You went through your barbecue sauces,
Yeah.
Bread is
the
Now,
white
your
wine
book's gonna have
vinaigrette
a table.
marinade.
Your
Right.
book's gonna have a table of contents, right? That shows you
Yes.
just
Yes.
everything where
Mhm.
it's at in the book.
There's a recipe list in the campaign on the campaign page. If you
Let's
wanna
talk
scroll
about
down.
bindings. I heard that you're considering 2 different types of binding for the
Well,
book.
yeah, we that was the stretch goal, the second stretch goal
Oh.
that we reached. Hey,
I
Wow.
was like, what the hell?
but yeah, we've reached that. So now you get your choice of either 8.5 by 11 wire O bound or you get the 8.5 by 11 hardcover. Blech.
Mm.
Couldn't say it.
I'd probably like to have it open. That way it doesn't fold
Yeah.
up on me. And
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And
and the interior pages will be coated and they'll be matte, so it'll be easier to read. The cover and back cover will be gloss for beautification.
Now Dean is doing your
The back cover,
right?
Yeah, our son
When
did
do
the front cover.
When do you expect that to
I'm
come
hoping
across?
soon.
Uh,
I'm hoping soon.
cool.
He said it would be able to be done in time, so I'm trusting.
Sure.
Cool.
It's a good
But
guy.
I'm excited because the back cover is excuse me, is pretty special to me. It's because the book itself is dedicated to my parents, Grandma and Paul Goodstuff, but the back cover is going to be what's called Paul's Pork Chop Truck, and it's that way. My dad, the grandkids called him Paul, and he would make fun, or not make fun. He would joke with the kids when the ice cream truck would come by and they'd want ice cream. And he'd say, "That's not an ice cream truck. You don't want anything from that. That's a pork chop truck. All they have are pork chops." And so the kids would believe him, and then everybody would laugh. And so it just became a big, huge thing. And every time we heard a pork chop truck or a ice cream truck, we'd call it a pork chop truck.
I should say that you're only going to have this up for 30 days and you're on day 19.
Correct. Well, 19 days left.
Right. And then that's going to be it. You're going to go to
That's
print,
it.
right?
That's it. Going to print
Yes,
at
sir.
that
So
point.
you got to get it in the next 19 plus days.
Yeah.
Well,
Get in
yes.
there, folks.
There will be overflow per se because we're going to print more than what we need, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And after fulfillment, so after all of the packages have been sent out, about a week after that, because I want to try to give people time who backed it to receive their stuff first. Then we are going to throw the copies up on the website. It won't be in a campaign. It'll just be under the regular merch, but the prices will go up. So,
Yeah. So currently the cookbook is $16
correct.
Oh,
plus
nice.
$9 shipping in the US. We're
Mhm.
also shipping to Canada and UK, and it'll give you the shipping totals because I can't off the top of my
That's
head remember.
22 to Canada, 24 to UK.
Okay.
It's quite expensive.
But I mean,
I've seen
anybody
higher
from
prices.
UK or Canada that backs anything from the US is probably used to those kind of shipping charges because we didn't upcharge on the shipping. That's
Right.
that's what it's costing. However, we also have the cutting board at its own tier. So if you don't particularly care for the getting a cookbook, you can get the cutting board, which is uber functional for anybody.
Yeah.
And that is $25. It ships in the US only, but it's only $5 shipping.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
this
Yep.
is awesome.
Yep.
And then we have what we call there's a couple of other merch tiers, but the secret tier reveal we did last night on Shay and Size channel on Red Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Shay made wine totes. Are they on there? Good stuff on the campaign page if you scroll down.
They are.
Now,
And I
did she
also have
cosplay something for you last night?
no.
No. Rex, do you have it up? Is that
Is she
you?
gonna be dressed up as a
She got dressed up as a cookbook.
English?
An oven mitt.
This here?
Another
She's a
myth.
rib roast.
Yes. Can you scroll down to
What?
the tier that Shay did?
Yeah, it's
Scroll
the
down.
last tier. Yeah, if you just scroll down.
Okay.
I like the oven mitt idea.
Could have
here?
like little
there.
eye openings
go,
cut
those
out.
bags. That one.
Oh wow, those are great, man.
So Frog G picked up the taco, but she did a cheeseburger and fries, a ramen bowl, the taco with nachos, and then that's an ice cream sundae churro bowl on the end there. And if you back the wine tote, you get a free cookbook with that.
And the shipping is only $5, and this is US only as well.
Wow.
Cool.
And so there are 3 left, and the taco is gone. So at this point, if anybody wants that, they get their choice of a cheeseburger and fries, the ramen bowl, or the churro bowl sundae.
Ooh.
And those are real leather wine totes, hand painted by Shay. It's
Ah,
Wow,
sweet.
that's sharp,
quality
man.
stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how the community is getting into this, and
Yeah, look
Yeah.
how many names we have there, Rex. If you go back down, look how many
Yeah,
names of
with
the
the
people that we've
creative team.
Look,
collaborated
I'm,
with.
I'm just admiring that cherry pineapple dump cake.
It's lovely.
Actually, that was from your trailer. That was my thumbnail that randomly came up for yesterday's show, but we got it taken down because of the monsters.
Oh,
Mm,
good Lord.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we
bad
got,
monsters.
It's
monsters.
terrible.
Mrs. Good Stuff. Good Stuff too.
Yep,
Being
the second,
your son,
that's our
right?
son. Yep, he did the cover.
King James and Luke and Ray, of course. Shout out to Ray for his website design.
Yeah, he did the website and the crowdfunding toolkit that we are using to crowdfund our cookbook.
Flying
great.
Feline, Justin
Man,
Belmont,
brilliant.
and Shay
He's
the
a brilliant
Red.
guy.
Yeah.
Shay.
And there are people that are behind the scenes that were helping as well.
Leather wine
just-
tote. Wow,
That's
that's
something.
pretty cool, actually.
That is.
Yeah.
One of a kind items.
Uh-huh.
Almost
Yes.
makes me want to start drinking wine.
Right.
And she said that they hold the big bottles of wine too. So it's not just the regular size.
Oh, okay.
You can get the big ones
Now,
too.
now do you
There you
cook
go.
with wine?
Sometimes it
Yeah.
depends. I mean,
Yeah.
we've made wine sauces before.
Oh, I made a really nice cherry wine sauce. I got dried cherries from the market and
Uh-huh.
made a red wine sauce that we had over steak, I believe. It was so good.
Carrie, did you order the relish tier, which is 2 books? Because the 2 books would be $16 shipping.
Yeah, the weight.
And if you did order
Yeah, Carrie,
just a
sorry I
single
missed.
book and you got charged more than 9, I will look into that and take care of it and get you that money back, because you should not have been charged 9 for, or more than 9 for 1 book.
Yeah.
So if that did happen, I will take care of that. Don't you worry.
Good.
All right, let's watch the trailer.
Yay.
Yeah. You know what you're getting?
The chicken roulade looks good, but there's so much to choose from.
I know. Grilled and smoked food, food from the oven and stovetop, and then there's food that's inspired from Grandma Good Stuff.
And desserts too. Plus, you can order the Eat Good Stuff cookbook, which I heard has really great recipes in it.
Well, here she comes. You better make up your mind.
Have you folks decided? I'd like to try the bacon wrapped chicken roulade with the twice baked potato, please.
Great choices. And for you, sir?
Could I get the beer can burger with mushrooms, red onion, blue cheese crumbles, and brown sugar barbecue sauce with Mrs. G's mashed potatoes on the side, please?
Oh my gosh, I love the beer can burgers.
Wait, I almost forgot. I want to order the Good Stuff cookbook too.
Perfect. That cookbook will be sent to print in about 30 days. I'll go put your order in and check back with you in a few.
I can't wait to order dessert.
What are you going to order?
I'm getting the campfire apples from Grandma Good Stuff section. I hear they actually put them over a campfire here.
Those sound so good, but I'm getting that retro hot fudge cake. It looks delicious.
I'm so glad I ordered the cookbook Eat Good Stuff. I can't wait to put that thing to use.
Well, with any luck, you'll have the cookbook by Christmas.
Back it today.
Eat Good Stuff cookbook, packed with over 40 delicious recipes handcrafted by Mr. and Mrs. Good Stuff. Back it today, exclusively at goodstuffcreations.net.
Sorry to let you down, Rex. I had to be professional. It didn't feel appropriate to go back it today.
You did that
Okay,
on the
with some money,
Mysticals
yeah.
trailer,
It's a
wasn't it?
family-friendly operation we got going on here, Rex.
Right.
Wasn't that on the Mythicals trailer?
Yeah. I
Yes,
think it was.
yeah.
You both do voice
Yeah.
work and stuff, and you got Good Stuff Creations.
Yeah, or you could
as
do
well.
you could do an after dark version of the cookbook.
Yeah.
Food is very sensual.
Naughty after night.
Sangria
It can
recipe.
be. It can be sensual, huh?
What?
Sensual, I said.
Oh,
Sensual.
Yeah.
Food can be sensual.
Sensual.
Yeah.
well,
Now
Hojo asked
we
for
have-
that.
Well, sure.
We have Good Stuff Creations. Take control of your media. Let's talk about this for a second.
Oh man.
Sure. I do video editing. The price packages are really geared towards the independent creator. We've tried to price them at a
Mhm.
price point that everybody can afford something.
Nice.
We understand that not everybody has an unlimited budget while they're trying to make their dream come true. So we're trying to help make some of that slightly easier for you.
Yeah.
And if you are curious of what kind of work I do, if you're just unsure, I've done plenty of trailers out there. I've done a few for Dave Brink. I've done a few for Edwin Acevedo. I've done a few for Mad Ruth. I've done the most recent I did was for Graham Nolan. I did his Escape from Munster Island trailer, which is out there.
He also did the intro for his Star Trek show.
Yeah, I did the intro for his Star Trek show as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna hire you for the Fembat one. I'm gonna.
There you go.
Yeah,
live launch.
please do.
So yeah, I really need your help
And
with
he's
that.
launching soon, so he better get it done.
Yeah, no, everything.
Let's watch the trailer on this one,
Yeah.
shall we?
Good Stuff Creations, creatively fusing together quality and affordability. A multimedia company specializing in video editing. Perfect for creators, streamers, and more. Enhance your live streams with our live stream packages. Need to promote? We make GIFs, logo promos with sound, and more. With our quick turnaround times, we can deliver the services you need in a convenient, timely manner. You'll find discounts in the bulk and subscription packages, and indie creators will find many useful services. So don't forget to ask about the indie creator discount.
That's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very nice.
Yes, and if you're an indie creator, you also get a discount. So before you order, you ask for the discount code, and I will give it to you.
Nice.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
Yeah. You've done multiple giveaways and stuff like this. Are you going to be doing some shows coming up? Have you got some stuff on the schedule already?
I've got I'll be on with Dave Brink tomorrow. A drink with Brink.
Genuine Dave Comics. Yes, Genuine Comics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good man. Great creator.
Yes. Yeah, good dude.
Yeah.
I've got Flip City. Got them scheduled for Thursday after the Man Cave. Friday.
And someone, who's your special guest on the Man Cave this week?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. That's Justin. So I never know until the week of the show, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Unless he mentions it, because sometimes he'll mention it at the end of the last Man Cave show, and then who the next guest is. But I don't remember if he did that or not.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
see, if I'd asked Mrs. Good Stuff, she'd had that right there. She's that organized.
Savvy.
Possibly, yeah. Now you can buy Mr. Good Stuff a bourbon.
Yeah, if you want to just do a tip, if you just want to chip in towards a bottle of bourbon, we have a specific bottle of bourbon that we will be celebrating with during the closeout stream, which will happen on October 31st after the Man Cave. I don't know exactly what time. I'm probably going to take a nap after the Man Cave and then get up and do a couple hour stream because it will end at 11:59 on October 31st.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Ray's platform. You can kind of schedule the time you want it to end, right? Whereas like on Indiegogo or Kickstarter or something, that's kind of baked in, like 3 a.m. in the morning on Indiegogo.
Yeah, no, it's we put whatever time we want specifically. And so we're shutting her down October 31st, 11:59 p.m. EST. So we will be doing
go ahead. I don't think I'll be there for that one because I have to work.
Yeah.
Let's
may not
talk
be
about
there,
the chop tier.
The chop tier, yes. That's a 12x8 bamboo cutting board with the Eat Good Stuff logo laser engraved by Fine Feline. Those are $25 and $5 to ship, and they are US only.
Oh,
okay.
But they are good cutting boards. Yeah, Mrs. has one right there in her hands.
All right.
And then, you can get the digital tier there for $6 if you don't want to pay for shipping, or you just don't necessarily want a cookbook, but you'd like to have the recipes, and you can get it on a PDF and go that route.
Oh, every hard copy of the book gets a digital copy as well.
Yes, if you order the mustard or relish tier, which is the physical copy of the book, you get that PDF with it as well.
And you know, they have plastic cutting boards, but you really don't want to use that because the little plastic fibers and stuff actually get in the food. By
Yeah, I don't
dropping
really.
one
I
at
don't
a
like
lot,
the
right?
microplastics.
Wood.
Master, yes, exactly, and it's not good for you. But now, how do you maintain a wooden cutting board? How do you clean it if someone's worried about bacteria?
Well, you have to hand wash it, rinse it well, and then let it dry. You don't want to put it in the dishwasher because it'll warp it and crack it.
Yep.
So you don't want it sitting in a sink full of water because it'll
Right.
just ruin it. So you pretty much, as soon as you're done with the wood cutting board, you want to wash it.
Yeah.
And then rinse it
It's
really
one
well.
of those
and
where you
then
got to
let it
clean
dry.
as you go.
Yeah.
Gotta wash your cutting board
But
after you use it.
eventually,
I do
you know,
mine right
it just like a wooden spoon, it gets stained and it gets.
Well, sure. Yeah.
You know, of
that'll
course,
happen.
actually, it gets pretty flavorful after a while. That's what kind of wine. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you're kind of
Seasoning.
Seasoned.
seasoned wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the
Like
grill,
walk
you don't
around
really
licking
clean the
cutting
grill. Oh, what's
Now,
that,
have you
Shadow?
done
Sorry.
briskets? I used to get
Nah,
these big
sorry.
briskets, you know, and I would take
That'll
them
be
over
in
to
the
my
next
friend, we'd put
cookbook.
them in the broiler. He kind of introduced me to brisket, you know, back in the mid 80s.
Well, the cool thing with the brisket is when we do the next cookbook, if we do the next cookbook, I don't want to say yes for sure, but it's looking like we might. But if we do it, there will be the brisket, which is a full packer brisket that I do. And you'll get the coffee rub that the recipe for that I use on my brisket. You also will get the recipe for another barbecue. Well, there'll be 3 more barbecue sauces in this book. And you're going to get how to do the burnt ends, which is where you separate the fat from the point. And then you cube it up and put it back out on the smoker with some more barbecue sauce and some rub. And my burnt ends are different from anybody's I've ever had. And I'm going to go on a limb and say they're better than everybody's. But it's like candied beef that melts in your mouth when you eat it.
Here's you an idea.
No, that's a great teaser for the next book.
Make it a kebab.
Yeah.
Put that with a kebab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brisket kebabs. The cool thing about brisket is that it used to just be the throwaway piece of meat.
Mm-hmm. Because it's so tough.
Yeah, because it's
tougher.
such a
it
tough
takes
cut of
longer to cook, right?
Yeah,
Well,
there's definitely a craft involved in making.
You have to slow and slow with the brisket is the only way to go because it's got to be able to break down those fibers.
Now I don't know if people do they marinate brisket to make it a little
no,
softer?
not necessarily. When I smoke them, I usually inject it with a beef stock or beef broth or something of that nature to keep it juicy. Because smoking in general is a very dry cooking process.
Yeah.
So, and with my smoker, I have a bowl that I set right next to the firebox that I fill with water to help keep the moisture inside there. But anything you do, you really want to inject it, and it's basically a needle, and you put your juice or whatever you have in there, and you just all over.
Yep, you can buy them in most stores or order them on Amazon. They're just meat injector needles. Looks like a big giant syringe.
Yeah, like a big turkey baster that you do at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, kind of, but it's got a needle on it, and you actually stick it in the meat before you cook it. And it's also super important when smoking meats that you've just spent 12 to 18 to 20 something hours smoking this thing. You don't want to cut into it right away. You want to make sure that you wrap it in butcher paper or parchment paper, then wrap it in a towel, and then you put it in a cooler for about an hour. And what that's going to do,
the meat rest.
Yes. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow the juices that are going to seep out of it to seep right back into it. And you're not really going to lose a whole lot.
Now,
of that.
Are you putting tips in this one, or are you planning to put? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of tips like that in there, and there's also conversions for if you don't have a grill or smoker to put it in your oven or stovetop.
Well, as I say, I've been told I cook bland, so I don't know that much about spices, but what do you? I mean, what's your top 5 or 10 spices you think that you
5 or 10 spices
use that you're go to? I know there's
garlic,
rosemary, thyme. There's all types
well,
of.
garlic powder, onion powder are
Mhm.
fantastic. Fresh cracked
Mhm.
pepper is awesome. Sea salt, small
Yeah.
amounts, just because I try to watch sodium.
Well,
I don't.
what's it with sea salt? Sea salt came on.
It's just
I
better
mean,
for
maybe
you.
it's been out there forever, but it got really big, say in the last
Yeah.
5 years. It seems
Yeah.
like.
From sea.
I love sea salt. Once I
Mhm.
saw it, tried it, and I see it in other products as well. You know, instead of using your regular salt or something, they make a big deal of it, like caramel and sea salt, you know, or something
Mhm.
combination.
Right.
Bye, Shadow.
Because people like that sweet and salty
Shadow.
together.
Yeah. Yep.
Another spice that I think is highly underrated is paprika.
Oh crap!
You know, when I was
I use
younger,
that
the
for
only thing I
burgers.
ever put paprika on was deviled eggs. I didn't really know what it was
Mhm.
for, but I put it
Mhm.
in so much stuff. It adds a nice, subtle, smoky flavor to your food.
Yeah, it does.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Mhm.
Add that
And
to my
ancho
burger.
chili powder.
Yeah, I
Ancho chili
love
powder.
ancho.
Yeah,
Ancho chili powder is so good.
cool.
But Rex,
Yeah,
you
so-
need to fall in love with fresh herbs. That's what you need to do, my friend.
Fresh herbs.
Mhm.
Absolutely. They're
Good for-
inexpensive and you can just experiment. Just if you're
Yeah.
a plain cooker, go get a pork chop and throw some thyme
Well,
on it.
I'm like
Let it
one of
bake with
these.
it just right on top, and you'll
I'm
get the
like one of
flavor when you
these.
get
How
into
can I
it.
make this better? Like I took some like brown gravy mix, right? Some powdered mix, right?
Yeah.
Which might be a cheat. I don't know. You know, I'm like, get a can of this and something I get at the store, and I do different combinations, you know.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
said, I had 2 Lipton tea mixes, and what I did was I had some Hungry Man hash browns, right? Already shredded, but dry, and started to boil them, right? So to put that all together, I put instant mashed potatoes with that. So I've got the shredded and the mashed potatoes.
Oh,
And
wow.
then
Right.
then I put the brown gravy mix in, and I put the 2 Lipton that adds the diced onion really nice, you know, and the different seasoning. And that's what that was kind of like my mixed together. And I might have put a few
Right.
other things in there, but I'm like one of those, like, you know, my friend Elsie told me, well, yeah, I mean, you take what you have on hand and you
Right.
make something out of
Yeah,
it. That's kind of
exactly.
the cook
Exactly.
that I am. You know, what have I got? And then I try these sometimes wacky combinations, you know.
Well, and that's why I think having a bunch of different spices would be good for you because they last. You have them on hand for a long time. You can create
Yeah.
different flavors once you get to know that seasoning and that spice. That's why I say just get a chicken or a pork chop and start with one. Put basil on it. See how it tastes.
Hey,
See how
Billy.
you feel about it. If you like it dried, then go get some fresh from the grocery store. It's 10 times better. You know, and you can get to know that. And then you'll always have that huge spice rack for whatever you happen to be making and have on hand. And the cool thing about having control over it is you can control the sodium. You know, and a lot of those mixes and powders are good and convenient. They do really pack in that
A
sodium.
lot of sodium.
And
Yeah.
some of those other things that you're not familiar with when you're like chemical, this, what.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about actually having your own spices is you're in control of, you know, what's added to your
I
food.
think a lot of people are actually, I know I have been, you know, with the prices of food and other things, have been thinking about gardening or
Yes.
or doing. I mean, you can do your own herbs and like a
I
windowsill.
started a raised bed garden recently.
Oh, nice.
See, very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it
Super
out.
cool.
And it doesn't necessarily have to take up a lot of room, does it?
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that.
Oh, that's great. That looks great.
Yeah. Hell yeah, your own greenhouse, huh?
I know.
Cool.
The whole
That's
operation
awesome.
going there.
Sweet.
It's just soil for now, and I'm gonna start planting stuff next.
Oh,
What do
growing
you
soil.
plan? What do you
Next
plan to
Sunday.
do?
He's growing soil. Did you hear him?
It's growing so.
I had to keep it covered to keep this. There's a squirrel infestation around this
Oh,
neighborhood.
Lord.
Oh yeah.
They'll get you.
Bastards out.
They come right up to me and like demand nuts, and I can hand feed these squirrels. Actually, there's video of that too.
It's
my
amazing
God.
they haven't carted
But,
you off yet.
yeah.
Oh, we have a
They're
squirrel.
coming to take me away.
Right. We have a squirrel, a chipmunk, and a rabbit problem. So I know if we do a garden, we're doomed.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I think
See,
I'm
we
just
don't
gonna do
have
like
chipmunks
herbs.
down here, you know.
We have
they-
jackrabbits.
So many.
They're
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, we've got rabbits and stuff like
I
that.
got squirrels.
Yeah.
The occasional.
I mean, they're
raccoon.
all they're part of the rodentia family. Anything with a buck teeth, from a beaver to that big Kybura or whatever with feet in Africa.
They're still cute.
I'm a buck tooth
I like
African.
Mice, rats, chipmunks,
I'm part
rabbits.
squirrel.
They're-
That's why they
like
relate
I
to
said,
me.
beavers. They're all rodentia. Actually, the
The bull.
majority of the wildlife in the world, over 2,500 variety of rodentia. Anything with a buck tooth is considered rodent related.
Wow.
So when they say it's a rat race out there, it really is.
We got critters.
Mm-hmm. I know that because I actually raised prairie dogs, and I was writing a pet book at one time about prairie dogs, which was
I was
kind
prairie
of a
dogging
fad
the other
back
day.
in
I
the
had to go
90s.
pretty bad.
Oh
Yeah.
God! Stop it.
But prairie dogs get a bad rap. At one time in my research in Texas, they had like a 25,000 square. They had like 400 and something million prairie dogs in that part of Texas. Amazing population of I saw Spice Rack, Billy says, up for Chemical. What in the 2000? Hell of a show.
Wait, Spice Rack, isn't she a rapper?
Says Spice Rack open up for Chemical. Hell of a show. I don't know who Spice Rack is.
Spice Rack.
Well, there was.
Oh no, that's Ice Spice.
Anything nowadays.
Well, that fit in what I was saying when I was like, go through the list of the different stuff they have in there, and then it's Chemical. I think I might have said Chemical. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think people are going back to, growing up, we snap peas, we grew strawberries, watermelon, different things like that, or somebody we knew. We had root cellars. Now we kind of gotten away from that.
Oh, for sure.
But I think people are kind of going back to that.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some people.
Actually, I think it's a storm room. Is this growing some more dirt? What is this? Oh,
I'm feeding him walnuts. I set some walnuts out there.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I like
well, no wonder they come around. You feed them.
Yeah. Well, they're so smart. They're really
He's
cool.
gonna go tell his friends, "Hey guys,
yeah,
I know where the hookup is. It's got
Yeah.
walnuts out there. Follow
I
me."
eat a handful of walnuts every day. I've started eating pumpkin seeds, just different things like that I've never really eaten on a regular basis, but now I do because it's so healthy for you. Big omega-3 in like walnut or black walnut. One thing I love is black walnut ice cream.
Another
And
one.
you can't
look at him now. Check it out.
Yeah, let's see that.
Okay.
Touch screen.
He got so full.
He's just
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. He's just lying down. Yeah.
That's funny.
So he's like, oh my God, I ate too much. Oh,
That's so funny.
too many
Well,
walnuts.
he knows he's out in California with that good weather,
It's funny.
Chilling with squirrels out
thing
here.
about you gardening, Mel, is that you got that great California weather 24/7.
Yeah. That's the only thing we got
Year
that's
round
good out
fruits
here.
and veggies.
Well, I mean, they call
Even
it
the beaches are going to
that,
crap.
that one section
Oh,
in
no.
California. They call it the bread basket of the world, right? They do all the nuts, the almonds.
Yeah, Central California and the Central Valley.
The only thing is they've been kind of hurting for water in the last few years.
Yeah, it's a political thing. It's really stupid.
It really is.
And
Politics,
and
they
Northern
keep voting for
California,
Democrats. I don't.
Dumb. Yeah.
In Northern California, you grow more marijuana than any other place in the world. They say.
The Golden Triangle, yes, and Humboldt, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's where
That's
like
pretty cool.
people get whacked out there. It's like the mafia and stuff out there. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and nowadays it's I wouldn't even think of trying
You
to
could
check it
get
out.
in trouble just getting lost and wandering down the wrong road.
I'll give you a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now with all they probably got drones flying around.
Yeah.
Now we should say that your son did the cover artwork.
Yes, that is correct.
That's good.
That's our boy.
Yep, and we went with the 50s diner,
Nice.
kind of Route 66 with the 50s truck flying by,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. What is Dean James going to do on back, or did you just kind of leave it up to him, or did you kind of give him a hint on what?
Where were you at like 20 minutes ago, Rex?
I know.
I don't know where I was.
Well, this is for any new audience that has arrived.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
really
yes.
proud
He's
of
asking
Mac.
for them. He's asking for them. Yes, it is a it's going to be what's called Paul's pork chop truck.
Okay.
And
All right.
There's a story behind that. My dad, who the grandkids would call Paul, like our kids and my brothers and
Now
and
it's
sister
coming
kid.
back to me. I just kind of missed the first part. Sorry.
Yep. So yeah, that's going to be on the back cover along with the dedication to Grandma and Paul Goodstuff, my parents.
Okay.
Amen.
Now you
Yeah.
got a $6 tier, so it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg if you want the book. You can
Correct.
get the whole book on digital tier for $6.
Yes.
Talk about the mustard tier, the cookbook.
Mustard tier is a physical copy of the book, and you get your choice of that wire bound, which you see right there in the
Okay.
picture, or the hardcover book.
Okay. How about the relish tier?
That is 2 books, and you have your choice again with either the wire bound or the hardcover, or you could get 2 of each or 1 of each. It doesn't matter. That's up
Oh,
to you. The
cool.
choice is in there. So
Okay.
if you wanted 1 hardcover and 1 wire, there you go. That's your chance.
And what was your stretch goal for? Was it $1,000 or
No,
what?
it was $750 was the stretch goal
Okay.
to
All right.
unlock that.
And do you have a stretch goal now?
We hit our last stretch goal last night, which was 1,000.
Okay.
And what that does is it gives 10 backers of the physical copy of the book a Eat Good Stuff logo embroidered hat, which you see right down there, which is
Okay.
a tier as well. But 10 random backers will get a hat thrown in with their book, and they'll be surprised when they get their book. Look, I got a hat on.
Yeah. Are you going to put like your names in a hat and then pick them?
I'm probably going to do some sort of online
One of the
lottery thing.
generators. Yeah.
where I can throw everybody's
Okay.
backer ID in there, whoever
And
backed
are
the
you
physical
going to do that
copy.
on the closeout?
No.
No.
I'll probably wait until after that's done. I want to
Okay.
wait until we close out, just because if somebody ends up backing and I've already done that lottery, then they might not get a chance to get it.
And talk about the covered tier.
The covered tier comes with a Eat Good Stuff logo hat with the embroidered logo and an Eat Good Stuff t-shirt. And there are
That's
5 of those available. So if you want one, get it now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. So limited number on that.
Yes.
And the cook tier.
The cook tier is the Eat Good Stuff hat. Again, the embroidered logo. And you also get an Eat Good Stuff logo embroidered on the apron. The apron has an adjustable neck as well as the adjustable tie string. And it has 2 pockets in the front. And there are 3 of those left.
Yeah.
There were 5 total, but there's only 3 left because 2 of those have been picked up.
Okay. Here's the recipe list. Wow. We got main courses, sides, and grandma good stuff section.
Sides, etc. That also includes marinades, sauces, and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Marinade.
What is your personal favorite out of this?
The ribs are my favorite on the main course.
Smoked baby back ribs.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my favorite on the main course. The smoked barbecue beans are my favorite on the sides. And the grandma good stuff is, I'm going to go with the poor man's beef hash. I think that's the one I've been going with. I like that one a lot.
Okay. I noticed you got a potato leek soup. Is that the only soup?
No, there's also a spinach and sausage tortellini soup as well.
Yes, that's my recipe.
Yes, it is. It is all her.
Wow, I misread this one. It said hot honey. I thought it said hot horny. Wow.
That's on the
How
after
unlike
hours.
you, Rex.
The
How
after
very
hours.
unlike you.
Yeah.
Bacon Brussels sprouts. So you wrap them in bacon?
No, we cook them in bacon grease, and we
Okay.
because we chop up some bacon and fry it up nice and crispy. Put that grease basically in the pan, and you cut the Brussels sprouts in half and put them face down, and then you brush some bacon grease on top of them, and then you season them up a little bit with whatever you want. And towards the end of them cooking in the oven, then you throw the bacon bits in there with it, and then top it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese and let it finish just kind of melting that cheese up a little bit and pull them out. And with that, this batch, we did it with hot honey drizzle over top of them.
It's quite good. And when he says you fry them in bacon grease, you're not like literally submerging them in grease. It's brushing a cookie sheet, a frying pan, a flat sheet
baking pan
with bacon grease, like with a brush to get it nice and coated, like you would do if you were to put olive oil or something down. It just gives the Brussels sprout a lot of flavor.
Do you buy local honey where you're at?
If I can,
when we can,
it depends. Sometimes local honey is not available where we're at. So, yeah, but yes.
Now you have some recipes that you're adding to this, which was the recipe contest winners.
Yeah, 2 of them. One is the sausage and orzo pasta dish from JP Plack, who is Raiden Radio, Eudaimonics Comics, I believe.
Hey now, yeah.
And then the other one is a dessert dish by Woodrow, and it is a churro Belgian waffle. It's got ice cream, and it's got chocolate syrup, and it looks so good.
Yeah, so that's the stuff we're getting the ingredients to make.
Yeah, we're making
potato leek soup.
Yeah,
it's truly good.
And it is a really good potato leek soup. That
now,
recipe
I think we
there.
talked about this before when you've been on Good Stuff, but do you do jerky?
No, never have.
Oh my God, brother! What the hell?
well, Rex, how about you come up with a cookbook and you put jerky in it?
Yeah, do a jerky book.
Yeah,
jerky is delish.
Double flour jerky cookbook. Yeah, double flour jerky.
Double jerky.
I did a fake beef jerky commercial.
Money coming at you, Rex.
Does that count?
Yeah, double flour squirrel jerky.
Yeah,
there you go.
Feel the rub. Feel the burn.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, man, cherry pineapple dump cake. I made that a couple days ago. Yeah, I know it's good stuff.
Oh yeah.
The cool thing about dump cake is all you need is yellow cake mix, some butter, like stick butter is the best way. I mean, you could scoop it, but it's a pain in the ass. If you get stick butter, you just chop it up really thin, lots of squares.
Toss it out.
So you put whatever you want on the bottom. Of course, you grease your pan or whatever, your casserole dish. And then the cherry pineapple is just crushed pineapple or diced pineapple. I usually do like Pam cooking spray.
Yeah.
So, but you could do butter, whatever. You don't want your, like, if you do pie filling, that's the typical thing with dump cake. It'll get really well done and really sticky, and it's a bitch to wash out. So you do, but cherry pie filling and chopped pineapple, and then
if you do
they call it a dump cake.
Yeah,
they call it a dump cake because all you do is dump the cake mix on top of it.
So I do them like in aluminum pans. So
yeah, you can do that as well.
Do that
for
as
sure.
Well.
Yeah, if you're just giving it away and you don't want your stuff back.
Or if you just don't want to wash it afterwards, you can just throw it away.
Yeah.
The beauty of a dump cake is that, once you put the cake mix on top and you put your butter slices on top, you just put it in the oven for a certain amount of time. I've never been one to really just pop it in the oven though and be done with that, because you want to make sure that your butter is nice and melted, because the butter is supposed to melt and cover that cake mix and actually turn it into cake. Right. So you gotta be careful. You gotta kind of keep an eye on it.
That's
but the cool thing is you can do anything you want.
It covers it, and
but you could do apple pie. You could do fresh fruit. I did a really, really good mandarin orange pineapple dump cake. That one was really good. I've used
you could do
all kinds
cocktail.
Anything any flavor of cobbler you can think of. You do a dump cake with.
Now I will say, with things that have a lot of seeds like kiwi, of course that's highly acidic, but that have a lot of seeds. I've even tried to dehydrate, and that's what really brought that to my attention. It's like when you dehydrate strawberries, those, I mean, it's like a little bag of seeds. It's not very,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
so
true.
you kind of want to avoid something
would-
like that.
But you
you-
could do strawberry pie filling, the canned
and
strawberry
you can
pie
do
filling,
you
and
can
that
do
works
like
really well.
toppings on that as well, like nuts, or I've even used like M&Ms, or
Mhm.
Barb.
you know, there's all kinds of stuff. You can get creative with it, you know.
Yes.
Or sometimes I'll just put a few walnuts or something actually with the fruit underneath the cake mix so that it's not on top. It just depends. You can, you know, it's just very easy to be able to dump your fruit pie mix, like pie filling, like Billy Power
Yeah.
Max said, or
This
your
is
fruit,
Drew's
your
filthy
fresh fruit,
today.
your frozen fruit. I've got a bunch of frozen blueberries in there. That would work good, you know.
You might want to thaw them though.
Billy
you
says,
think
pie
so?
filling, stop.
Well,
This stream is filthy today.
Because I mean, it takes
Yeah.
about an hour to do a dump cake, you
Right.
know, and get that hot brown, you
Mhm.
know. And
I
then,
also
of
have a
course, you
habit
can
too
do-
of switching from bake to broil. Sometimes
Yeah.
at the very end, just like if
okay.
the top's just not quite getting it, because I don't want everything else to overcook, so I'll turn on
Right.
broil. So with a lot of things, anything that you want a nice brown coating on the top, mac and
Well, a
cheese
lot of times
baked, or
I'll
yeah.
use,
potato dish.
use canned fruit, and
Mhm.
so it's got a lot of juice. And sometimes I'll drain the juice off, and sometimes I'll leave the juice.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever heard of if anybody's ever seen the movie Steel Magnolias, the cup, where she talks about they're in the hair, the beauty shop or whatever, and they're all getting their hair done, and they're just, talking like women or whatever, and said, oh, the cake that you made, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, the cup. It's a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, a cup of fruit cocktail with the juice, mix and bake until golden bubbly. And I knew that quote because it's one of my favorite movies of all times. Yes, it's a total chick flick and it's my favorite. Whatever. Anyway, that recipe works because I had a best friend that was our favorite movie together. So I threw her a party themed from that movie. And that was one of the things I made that cake. It was fucking delicious.
Awesome.
So good. I mean,
Look
you
at that
want to
good
dress it up
stuff.
a little bit.
Look at that good stuff cap embroidered.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the last stretch goal. Those are the 10 caps that
Mhm.
will be
Now, is
distributed.
that,
Or
is
if you
that
don't wanna
black
miss
or
out
is
on
that
it.
purple? Is that a black cap or purple?
It's black.
Black,
Okay.
It's black.
Okay.
but it's embroidered. It's not a patch.
Yeah. It's embroidered on there.
Well, it's an embroidered patch, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not a patch that's sewn on. It's embroidered onto the hat.
Oh, okay. I never
Yeah.
knew that there was kind of a difference in between
Yeah.
embroidered and a patch.
Well, a patch could, if it lost its stitching, could fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
This
fall
is
off.
stitched into the
That's
fabric of the
stitched,
hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spared no expense, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I noticed
And-
you had twice baked potatoes on there. That takes a little bit more time because you're right.
Baking them twice.
What is your longest recipe to prepare in this thing?
Well, it depends on what you mean by to prepare, because like the smoked pulled pork is, like a 10 to 12 hour thing.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't take 10 to 12 hours to prep it. It takes 20 to 30 minutes to prep it, but then it's that 10, 12, 14 hours to get it to the internal temp you need, which is minimum 203, 204, up to like 209, 210. That way, when you pull it out, it just shreds right apart.
And you got some good chicken recipes? Because a lot of people go into chicken now.
Yep, there's a couple in there. Yeah, a couple in there.
There's a pesto
and
chicken.
how often do you marinate anything in your cooking?
Sometimes it just kind of depends.
Good answer.
Well, the jerk chicken lollipops are marinated.
Uh-huh.
I don't think anything else is necessarily marinated. It's
in the cookbook. But when we cook,
right, yeah.
Most of the time when we get like a chicken is probably the most common thing that we marinate.
Right.
Just because chicken is so easy to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the way we cook it, a lot of times we oven cook chicken, or I might crock pot cook chicken. If we're
you guys
grilling,
like lemon pepper chicken?
I'm not a fan of lemon pepper myself.
Depending.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
What's your favorite spice If you were on a desert island with all the
Oh,
food,
God.
but you could only use one spice, would it be
Garlic,
besides
garlic.
salt and pepper? Because that's kind of like a given.
Yeah, I'd probably say garlic powder as
Really,
well.
garlic. Okay.
Garlic.
Garlic
Yeah.
powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people
I,
make
I,
garlic
I would third
butter.
that. Yes.
Now, when you say spice, does that mean that we can get like there's the Montreal steak seasoning, which is a whole bunch of spices together, like my
Yeah.
barbecue
You're trying to
rub,
cheat.
which is a whole bunch
Yeah.
together.
Can I get one of
Uh-huh.
those Mrs. Dash things with all the
Yeah.
stuff in it?
Now, I mean, have you guys
Yeah.
like read your own ingredients and just mixed it up yourselves? Off
Say that
something like
again?
that, you're like, yeah, that's good, and then you could get the individual ingredients and
Mhm.
really make
Yeah.
or kind of tweak it. Like if you
Oh,
like
Uh-huh.
if you
yeah,
like
yeah.
cayenne pepper, or
Yeah, like if we go
ground
out to a
beef, or-
restaurant and it's like Caribbean
Mhm.
chicken and you're like, oh, hey, we could make this at home. Yeah, we've done that
Oh yeah.
where we've tried. I don't know if we've exactly recreated, but
Yeah.
we'll taste and talk about what do you taste in there, and okay, so and we might go home and
Have
try
you
to
got any
You know-
fried foods in there? I know a lot of people trying to
No.
get away from fried foods, but it's so good.
No.
I mean, we use bacon in
Like
a lot of
fried
them. I think that's
chicken down
probably
the
as
south.
close.
Come on now, fried chicken.
No fried chicken.
No fried chicken. No.
Damn.
Yeah.
Put
But
that
we use-
double flour fried chicken. Put that in
Yeah.
your
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Taste the
Yeah.
wing.
Hey, bug.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, you know-
Fly.
You know something we could do for the next book is the smoked
Yeah.
swine apple. Where
Um,
you hollow out a pineapple, the core, and you
Yeah.
leave it all
Oh.
encased.
Oh my
And then
God, I
you-
forgot we made that. That was so
you
good.
you stuff it with marinated thinly sliced pork
sliced.
chops.
Boneless pork chop.
Yep.
Wings are big things down
then,
here.
yeah,
I don't.
smoke
And
that.
I guess they're everywhere. I'm really surprised you didn't have like some buffalo style wings or some kind of wings.
Well, I might do some smoked
damn
or
right, somebody-
grilled wings for the next.
hey man, I'm an
I'd like
ideal.
to smoke or grill my wings.
Just throwing it out there for you.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to food, it's endless, right? I mean, you could take eggplant and do all types of stuff. I mean,
I do like fried eggplant.
yeah.
Mhm.
That is
There's,
one of my
there's
favorites.
such a variety of things you do. I kind of like that with dump cakes. Experiment.
Uh-huh.
I've done cashews instead of and almond slivers, and I mean every kind of
Almonds.
fruit. And some work better than others. Like you mentioned, mandarin orange. There's not a lot of taste to mandarin orange, no matter how much mandarin orange you
I
put
love
in it. You
mandarin
got to put
oranges.
a lot
Mm.
to get
It's really
that
good.
flavor out.
I love
some
mandarin oranges though.
some foods are more flavorful than others.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you're trying to get orange flavor and it's not working with those, try a little bit of orange peel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
like,
would work.
what do you call it? Zest.
A zester.
Zest.
Yeah, just pull the zest off and throw a little bit of that in there with it. Yeah, not too much though, because it'll get.
Why are you
extremely
putting
bitter.
soap in your food?
Mhm.
Because it's the
Zest.
zest is better than the Irish thing.
Ew.
Olive.
Yeah.
You might as well use cilantro.
Oh yeah.
You know how
You
some people
cilantro
don't.
hater?
No, I love cilantro, but
Okay.
I love
some
it.
people.
too.
I
some
love
people,
that.
Yes,
it,
people say it tastes like soap or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they-
can't believe that.
weird.
That's so weird. How?
How can
Ow,
you have
I
taste buds
taco.
like that?
Soap never crosses my mind when I taste cilantro. Never.
No, I
don't-
love
it's
it. It is
weird.
delicious.
It's good.
Yeah. Fish tacos.
Yeah.
I'd not heard of a fish taco till about a decade. Have you? You're going? Yeah, I don't like that.
Not
Did
my
you try
thing.
it? Have you
Yeah,
tried
it's
it?
a California thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of a lot of kinds of fish, but no, to me it just doesn't go together.
Is it
I don't know.
the mahi used a lot?
I never
fish
liked it
tacos?
either.
It is.
It's weird.
It is.
I was going to
I
mention
don't
the
get it.
last meatloaf I tried. I told Shadowhawk I was going to try this. Actually, it's pretty good. I took mostly beef. I did take a pound of turkey and mix it, and really couldn't tell the difference because I made sure the beef overshadowed the turkey.
Yeah.
And very good. Not bad. Turkey
Yeah,
tends
you
to
can
be
do that to
dry
lighten
and
some
something
stuff
like
up.
that. So you got to kind of watch it to keep it moist. But again, man, I'd like to pack like diced onion and all types of stuff in there, and bind it
Yeah.
together with a lot of eggs. And that's where and I used all my eggs for that. Went to the store and saw that eggs were $4 again. It was like, no way am I paying that for eggs.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Ready for
Mhm.
Well, that's
How'd you
what I
hear
have to
about
pay.
over in
that's the
UK?
lowest.
They're making people register their chickens now, and then
What?
yeah, they're making people register their chickens. I don't know what the reasoning is, but what happened is everybody in the UK got together and decided that they were going to start at the same time, everybody registering any chicken that they got. Like they'd go to the store and they'd buy a roast chicken or frozen chicken. So everybody started doing it and they crashed the site.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
I thought that was great.
So a little bit of pushback there. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right, pushback against government
That's a little
regulation.
crazy.
It's insane. Stop trying to control us, government. It'll never happen.
I wonder if it's a way to like try to tax people or something.
It has to be.
Like, why would they be tracking that?
Yeah,
you
it has to
own
be
too
to
many
tack 'em.
chickens. You must pay.
Yes, because you're not buying them at the store.
Right. You're getting free eggs, you son of a bitch. We're going to
Yes.
charge you.
We need money from you. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean, in this country, there's been like organic, egg. I mean, really, there's been when it comes to poultry, and then of course over here we've had suspiciously so many food places like chicken processing plant about a month or two ago went up in flames and like 1,200 chickens got roasted.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then of course,
get me some hot sauce.
I don't like going to a chicken farm
One
because
big
you got
cookout.
that nice nitrate smell and stuff. And I dropped my gum one time and thought I found it 3 times before I actually did. So
Gross.
yeah.
Wow.
I actually
What an
I used
imagination.
to own a
Jeez.
bunch of chicken pens. I'd heard of this place in Brooklyn, Arkansas, which is not that far from here. And went out to the old chicken farm, and they had these hutches, and that's what I kept my prairie dogs in for a short time. Was old chicken pens.
You kept them?
Well, I mean, you can't like put them in a penned area because they'll dig. They'll dig out. They're like Escape from Alcatraz type thing.
Build a
But now
tunnel.
I've heard that prairie dog is a clean meat because they only eat grass, right? And maybe an occasional bug, but it's kind of like rabbit from what I hear.
I've never had rabbit. I'm not against it. I will try it. I've just never.
Now, have you got any wild recipe? I mean, kind of
roadkill.
Amy stuff.
Go kill some
Roadkill.
Roadkill recipes.
Wait, hey Rex, can you train a prairie dog?
You can. You can.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I had one that would dance to Elvis Presley records.
You're smart.
One that
exclusively
I
Elvis
to a family, but then the prairie dog away from the other prairie dogs kind of got depressed. But they used to play records, and they had a couple kids that would play with it, and it would do its hands like this, and then look like it's churning butter. It would dance.
Good Lord.
Oh wow,
that's great.
It would dance with its hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saying that Good Stuff and I should experiment with like possum and raccoon or?
Well,
what?
no, I just like I mentioned jerky. A friend of mine, they go up. They used to live up there in Colorado, and they go up there hunting for bear and sometimes elk. When the season is right. And last time they brought some elk jerky, and that's the first time I tried elk.
Did you like it?
Yes, it was good. Yeah. Of course, I like jerky anyway, but yeah, the elk meat was very good. Yeah.
I think sometimes when you do jerky, it kind of tones down.
And there is one jerky place, brand, and they do like the more exotic meats, like wild hog or ostrich or alligator.
Yeah. We have a market called Jungle Gyms that has exotic foods like that. And I was just in that section, kind of grossed out from all the different kinds of jerky they make. Yeah. You're right. I was like, oh no. Rabbit jerky? Are you kidding?
Jerky, a lot of it tasted the same to me. There wasn't a big difference. You could taste that it was more of a ham type jerky when it
Was
was
gonna
wild
ask, so
hog
do
than
they do
say
like the different
ostrich.
flavors
Right.
of like teriyaki and garlic, or was it just plain old
Oh,
meat
now
jerky?
teriyaki. I love teriyaki jerky.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't use a lot of, like I say, I don't use a lot of teriyaki or soy sauce or even spices for that matter. But I'm trying to get better with it. I tried some paprika recently. In fact, that meatloaf, I put a little paprika in it. I put a little cumin, a little turmeric.
Okay.
Just for the health
Mhm.
benefits.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't want to put too much because some of that stuff can be bitter, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's supposed to
Cumin
be
is
good
a
for you,
very
so why
strong
not? And
spice.
kind of like a meatloaf to me is like a catch-all. You can do a simple meatloaf or a more complex meatloaf.
Hmm.
You might be a fan of the beer can burgers, Rex, since you like meatloaf so
Oh
much as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
because it's very similar. You're
Well, let's
basically
talk about the beer
forming.
can burgers because I know that's a favorite of both of yours.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. And you take was it a half a pound of meat and put it into a bowl. You season it up how you season your stuff. And we have, all of that in the book there for it. But you make it into a big old meatball, and then you take a beer can and you push down into it, and you form around the beer can like a meat cup. And you take the beer can out, and then you drink the beer. But you wrap
Ah,
Don't
you
let
have
that
two
go to
pieces of
waste.
bacon around, one at the bottom and then one at the top. So you've got, one slice here, one slice here. Then you've got this meat cup with bacon wrapped around it, and then you put in it whatever the hell you
Wait
want.
a minute. Wait, don't gloss over that. A meat cup with bacon wrapped around it. You
Yes,
got
sir.
me already.
Yes, sir.
And
Oh,
then
and
inside
the
of this cup,
meat ratio, good stuff. I don't think you said it. It was basically
Oh.
2 parts ground beef and 1 part ground sausage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do ground sausage, which if you want to do spicy, you can, or just mild,
Yeah.
It just gives it better
yeah,
flavor.
it's 2 parts ground beef to 1 part ground sausage. And then you put in it whatever you want. Like one of the ones that I made recently, I did breakfast. And so in it, I put some fried potatoes. I put onion, mushrooms, cheese, ground brown sausage. And then when it was done, I put cheese on top of it. And then after it was done, I did an over easy egg and put over top of it. So when you cut into it, all of the yolk was, oh my God, it was so good. And I put hot sauce on it, of course.
My
Gotta
favorite
love
way
that.
to make the beer can burgers is to do portobello mushrooms, red onion, and blue cheese. And
Crumbles,
then
blue cheese crumbles.
Yeah.
And then
blue
barbecue
cheese crumbles.
sauce.
Y'all are really big on the blue cheese.
I love
I
blue
love blue
cheese.
cheese. I
Love
love
it.
blue cheese. I love goat cheese. I love feta cheese. I love damn
All
near all
kinds of
cheese.
cheese.
Oh yes, blue cheese, baby.
I love blue cheese. Dipping my wings in the blue cheese.
Glorious.
Yeah.
I love that.
But one thing I'm
Very
always
nice.
looking for, of course, we've talked barbecue, but the better onion ring. You need a good onion ring recipe.
I have one.
Hey.
The beer
Hey, there
batter
you go.
onion rings. My mom
Beer
made.
battered is the way to go.
Yeah.
Beer, I've tried
Right.
many an onion ring, and you are correct, Mrs. Good Stuff. Beer
Mhm.
batter has been the best.
It has.
It's such good flavor.
Mhm.
Beer will give in cooking will give really good flavor. There's actually one of the recipes we have, the chili. Good Stuff uses beer
Uh-huh.
to slow cook his chili.
Okay.
It gives it an amazing flavor. We have a beer soaked corn
Yep.
on the cob recipe.
Oh, really?
You soak
Okay.
it in beer, like brining it,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't taste like beer. It just
No.
really gives it an enhanced, super sweet flavor to the
Oh,
corn.
it's so good.
It's
And
amazing the
smoke
way it transforms it.
or grill.
Talk about
either
your
one.
sweet corn pudding.
Yeah, buddy. Another easy recipe. And the thing is with this one, I came up with this recipe and I don't even eat it, but everybody loves it. So I'm not a fan of canned corn or cream.
He doesn't like corn, but every holiday he makes our sweet corn pudding for us. And it's
Uh-huh.
amazing.
So you
And
make it for the family, but you don't eat it yourself.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And they love it. And I think what makes mine different, because there's many different recipes out there for sweet corn pudding. I mean, but I think what's different with mine is I use cinnamon, I use allspice, and I also use nutmeg and a little bit of vanilla extract. And I use turbinado sugar, which is just cane sugar, just sugar in the raw, whatever you want to call it, like that.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
good. And that might sound a little overwhelming, but he doesn't use a lot of it.
No. Yeah, it's just enough. It's
So it's
just
good.
right. Yeah, and from what I've been told, it's super good. But it's with
Fucking
that, it's a
tight
can
bag.
of corn, a can of cream corn. Well, you drain the regular corn, and then it's a can of cream corn, egg,
Hey, Fanta.
sour
Fanta.
cream,
Fanta.
Fanta, egg, sour cream, melted butter, and Jiffy cornbread mix, which I also use the honey cornbread mix.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's a sweeter cornbread mix.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
then you mix all that up. Well, you have to kind of go through and mix up the butter with some other stuff, and then you add the other stuff in it. It's in the book. Yeah, but yeah,
But
then
it's
you
like a
bake it
mix and
off.
bake recipe, basically.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah. You bake it off, and it's like 45 minutes, I think. And it's still kind of mushy on the inside because it's not necessarily a pudding consistency, but it doesn't really firm up like cornbread.
Yeah.
And
Now, I
I
mentioned
smoke it a lot too.
Shoney's and Big Boy, and they had like the chocolate cake, but they also had the strawberry pie. That's usually what I went for. with the
Oh
whipped
yeah,
cream.
strawberry pie.
Ooh.
God, I
when you
spent.
say big boy, you mean Bob's Big Boy with the
Well,
the
there's
guy
a
with-
couple
We
of
had
different
Frisch's
big
down
boys.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we had
then
Big Boy.
and
but
then
it's,
if you
with the mascot with
Yes.
the big
yeah.
head.
Yeah, the
Giant
big
Uh-huh.
Oh,
The
okay.
red and
Yeah,
white
yeah.
checkered jumpsuit.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the big one I'm thinking.
Mm.
I will feature today on my show the Big Boy Paz. They actually made a Big
Oh,
Boy
wow.
Paz.
That's
Well,
great.
we have a hot fudge cake recipe in the cookbook that is
That-
basically a
It
recreation
is
of that
based
hot fudge
off of
cake.
that.
We call it
Yes.
a diner
Mm.
retro diner style because we don't know that everybody knows what a big boy is. It's only in
Mhm.
certain areas.
Mhm.
So, and it's basically it's one of those super simple and easy,
Mm.
devil's food fudge cake mix. You make yourself some squares and put vanilla ice cream in the middle, top it with hot fudge, and make your own whipped cream.
And put a
Top it with a
cherry on it.
cherry, bada bing, bada boom. It's one of
I
those.
know
Yeah,
you
it's
got
simple
brown
recipes.
sugar barbecue sauce, but now I've heard recently people have kind of gotten away from brown sugar and don't use it as much in cooking. I don't know why, but
I
I guess
went
food
away.
trends kind of come in and go out of fashion, I guess.
I guess I don't know, but when I make my rub, the barbecue rub that you'll get in the cookbook if you get it, I stopped using brown sugar as the base, and I stopped that because brown sugar will darken and burn super quick.
Scorches, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I switched to the turbinado sugar, which is just pure cane sugar, because it still has a great flavor, but it takes way longer for it to darken up and burn. So you can leave it in the smoker longer if you need to without it really just becoming a big black crusty mess on top.
I think over time we're kind of losing the ability to store food and cook, and some of these tried and true methods. Over time people are I go to McDonald's, I go to Taco Bell, wherever. They're not. I cook at home all the time. I can't afford to eat out all the time,
Right.
so I am a cooker, and I
even
enjoy
fast food.
I
Save
enjoy
money that
eating.
way.
Fast food for me is a treat. It's just it is good. It tastes good. But
it's doubled in price now.
oh yeah,
kidding.
and
Well,
And that's
one
one
of
of
the
the
things.
Go
Same.
ahead. I was just going to say one of the things that really pushed us forward in cooking more and more frequently was definitely the cost of food, the cost of eating out, because we've been that, working family, 2 parents, full-time jobs, kids, school, practices, this, that, and the others, where we've done the fast, easy, convenient food, which is freaking horrible. And I've never weighed more in my life and felt worse in my life than that period, for sure. So, but with the prices going up, you save so much money if you can get in the habit of prepping your food, cooking it in large amounts. Make sure you got good Tupperware containers that can go in the freezer. You can freeze damn near anything, and you can pull it back out and prepare it when you're ready.
Yeah,
that's fast food.
Yeah, that's
Just
one of the
takes
things
a
my
little bit of
mom
work.
used to do.
It seems to bring the family together when you cook.
yeah.
It really does.
What is spicy fruit salad? I know what ambrosia or fruit salad is, but what's spicy fruit salad?
It's just what it sounds like. It's fruit salad that has jalapenos in it.
Wow.
Basically, so tropical fruits.
Yeah,
So,
it's got
that's
watermelon
it.
and papaya, and
Yeah.
has
Okay.
jalapeno. I can't remember our team.
Jalapenos. I'm out.
well,
On that note, I gotta go, guys. I have to
All right.
do some errands with the wife.
Hey,
All right,
Hex,
take it
thanks
easy,
for
man.
joining us.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Yeah,
talking
Hex.
to us.
Here.
Yes, it's good seeing y'all again, and
You too.
peace and bacon grease.
Hey, I like that. Peace
like
and
it too.
bacon grease, baby.
All
All right, thanks, man. Take it easy.
Later. Have a good
Later.
show. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, he's got perfect grilling time, weather. And welcome to the show, Fanta.
Fanta!
Hey, I'm so sorry I missed Hex. Aw.
Well, he was waiting for you to show up so he could leave.
You stop that.
Hex loves me.
Yeah, we all love you.
Well,
I
jalapenos
love
is
you
another
guys
thing
too.
you can throw in meatloaf, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
say a lot of things.
Jalapenos is another
Oh.
thing you can throw
Oh,
in
yeah.
meatloaf. You could.
Oh, show.
Yeah.
sure.
Have you guys described or told how you do a beer can burger? I'm so interested in the beer can burgers. Can't wait.
Yes, we
Yeah,
were
we
just
did
talking
talk
about
about the beer can burgers about 10 minutes ago, but
Oh, okay.
I did say that Rex loves meatloaf so much that I felt like he would be interested in the beer can burger.
and probably the barbecue
Yeah.
fatty as well.
mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because the barbecue fatty is basically a smoked meatloaf. Is what it is. It's again, it's 2 parts ground beef, 1 part ground sausage, and you mix it all up with whatever seasonings and whatnot, and your egg and all of that, and then you put it on some wax paper, and you make like a rectangle with it, the meat about that thick, and then you put cheese in the middle of it, and then you roll it up, and so you've got this log with cheese in the middle. And then you do bacon weave, or you can just do a bacon wrap, but you put it on a bacon and wrap it in bacon, and then you smoke it.
Holy
Nice.
cow.
And
Now, if I
towards
took
the
you out for a steak, what would be your cut meat, your preference?
New York strip. And depending on where we're at, either rare or medium rare. If I'm at a really good steakhouse,
I'm a New
I'm
York
going rare.
strip person. I think we talked about that before. A lot of people go to T-bone or some other cut, but I like the New York strip
I like
myself.
the New York strip. The porter, I wouldn't even bother with a T-bone. A T-bone only has to have 1/8 of an inch of the fillet on the one side. Yeah, that's the barbecue fatty right there.
Ooh, look at that.
All the cheese oozing out.
Wow. How about
Bacon wrapped.
And then, yeah, the last like half hour or hour, I mop it with a barbecue sauce or a mop that sometimes I add some vinegar in with it so it's a bit thinner and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's a
I
hot
mean,
fudge
Oh,
cake.
look
that's
at
kinda-
that.
That's the
Oh,
hot fudge cake, yeah.
yum.
I was going.
I
I'm gonna
gained
get
3
a-
pounds just looking at that damn picture.
I know. I was gonna say I gotta get a gym membership when
Mhm.
the cookbook comes in.
I gotta run.
Let me
some
find.
And,
Give me just a minute. I'll find another set of
Hi,
photos
Tree.
here.
and Billy's got it, the New
Oh,
York strip
Hey,
blackened and
Tree.
then grilled. Yeah, buddy.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
even blackened and thrown in the cast iron skillet, and you
Oh.
just sear it for 30 seconds on each side, do like a black and blue.
Mhm.
That would be a black and blue. You just sear it super good
Okay,
on
so
each
you
side with some
actually
black.
use cast iron skillets.
Oh yeah, we have one for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean
All right.
that used to be what everybody used, especially down here in
Mhm.
South. They last.
Mhm.
I mean, I inherited one of my mother's cast iron skillets, and I've
Oh,
actually
nice.
purchased another one this year, I think.
Way to go.
Yeah, that's the apple and thyme stuffed grilled pork chops.
Ooh, yeah. And what does
Delicious.
the time bring to that?
It brings a really great flavor when you have the sweetness of the
Yeah.
apple and then that herbiness of the thyme. Because
I was just gonna say, how do you describe it? An herby flavor.
yeah, it's just
It's a great
herb,
combination.
but together, oh, it's so good.
And the easy part about this is because Good Stuff, you had a pork loin.
Yeah, I got a center
Right?
cut pork
So-
loin and I cut my own chops out of that. So I
You
was able
cut-
to make them like 3 to 4 inches thick.
But you could go to a butcher and ask for super thick
Uh-huh. You
cut
could do that
chops
as well.
because
Yeah.
I've done that and been like, I need to stuff pork chops. I need something thick enough.
Uh-huh.
And
And
they
I
give you a
should
couple of
say,
cuts.
you made, photographed, and ate all these recipes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yep. And the cool thing about this one is you stuff it with the apples and you just put the twigs of thyme, like stem and all, in
Yep,
there.
the
You
whole
just
thing in
stuff that
there.
in there with it. And when
Really?
it's
Does it
done,
soften up then?
Well,
yep, when it's done, you just pull the stem out and all of the
Yeah.
little thyme leaves stay
Oh, okay.
behind in the chicken or in the pork.
Oh,
Yeah, because you leave the stem sticking out just a little bit so you can grab a hold of them after it's done cooking.
And the moisture from the apples.
Oh, it makes it so tender and juicy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Like
really, really
magic.
awesome.
And the apples have a bit of sugar cinnamon mixture on them as well.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
did
And
coat
then-
the apples in.
And then I
cinnamon.
believe we used the Good Stuff barbecue rub on the outside of them.
We did.
I believe so.
Now,
I'm just going through my media photos here. So in
Mhm.
my
I know
stuff,
you.
yeah.
I know you talked about, your parents' recipes or grandparents' recipes, but how about you, Mrs. Good Stuff? You got something in there from your
Well,
family?
the tragic meatloaf is pretty much the only thing that I have in there contributing
Okay.
because I didn't come from a family that cooked
Oh,
really
okay.
well. Like a lot of mine was just, stuff from a box.
Mhm. Now, what is
Mixes,
this we're
following
looking at?
instructions.
Well, this looks delicious.
Ooh.
Beer
This
can
is
burger.
another version of the beer can burgers. I believe with this one we did poblano peppers, mushrooms, onions, and a couple of different kinds of cheese.
And then
Ooh.
barbecue sauce, mopped them
Yeah.
with the barbecue sauce.
We usually do them different every time. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's usually different each time. Yeah,
You
we've
could do a
done.
pizza version.
Yep, and
Oh, yeah.
we did a barbecue, the smoked pulled pork, where we stuffed the pulled pork down in there with some red onions and some
Those were
barbecue
good.
sauce. Oh
Those
my
were really good.
god, yeah.
Didn't
So
you
we
say
got-
that you go like when you go camping or whatever with the kids and you do these, you have all
Mhm.
sorts of
Mhm.
different things they can choose from. You just lay
Yes.
it out and they choose
Yep.
what they want.
And they fill
That's
their own
awesome.
cups. That is
Exactly
correct.
right.
Yeah, we just have
Exactly
everything
right.
prepped out there, and usually it's like 6 or 7 different things or something, and everybody gets.
That's
to
an
choose what
example
they
right
want.
there of all of us going to the cabin and every
Getting- Each
person
one of those are different.
making their own beer can burger with what they like.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
that one I was talking about with the fried egg on top of it. When you cut into it and the egg yolk just drips down on top of everything. And then the hot sauce, of course, because I put that shit on everything.
Nice.
Put that shit on everything. Here's
I
my
do.
spinach tortellini
Right on.
soup.
Yeah.
Spinach, sausage, tortellini. It has way more than just spinach, sausage, and tortellini in it,
So
though.
you got
I mean,
beef, you got chicken, you got sausage. What other? You got pork?
yep. That was the pork chops that we showed.
Yeah.
And pulled pork and ribs.
Okay. No,
This
not
is-
a big fish person, huh?
We're allergic.
Oh,
Okay.
Allergic
yeah,
to
that's why there's no
shellfish.
seafood. Yeah,
He's
there's-
allergic to seafood completely. I'm allergic to
I've
shellfish.
seen you talk about this dish.
Yes, the
fucking
Catalina.
wine.
Yeah, we say it's the fucking Catalina wine
Catalina.
mixer. chicken.
Mixer. Yeah.
But it's Catalina chicken, which is made with Catalina dressing. So
That's
this
an
is
old
one of
50s
Grandma
recipe.
Goodstuff's crock pot
Yep.
meals, where
Yeah,
you take
like
chicken
an old-
thighs,
Old 50s sort of diner
Yeah.
recipe, right?
take
Yep.
chicken thighs and French dressing, the dark French or Catalina dressing. Some call it Russian
Mhm.
dressing, whatever you can find with apricot, and it's really
Yeah.
good.
And the onion soup, the onion soup mix.
Oh yeah, it uses onion soup mix.
So this is the
almost
page
forgot.
layout here. You got a picture of what you're making, kind of like on the beer can burgers here.
Mhm.
The couple photos and then the ingredients, instructions on how to do it.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
And how many servings?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are gluten-free recipes. There's a
Oh,
couple that
okay.
technically qualify as vegetarian. There's like if you're on the keto diet, you can't eat a lot of carbs. There's recipes
Right,
for
that's a
that.
big
We
diet right
tried to
now,
hit the
yeah.
whole gamut, like old-fashioned recipes,
Yeah.
ones that we
Yeah.
created ourselves. Yeah.
Oh, and there's also throughout the book little tips here and there. Certain things, as in we put in there how to keep your herbs fresh longer, your fresh herbs, how to keep them fresh longer, how to keep your mushrooms fresh longer,
Mhm.
stuff like that, as well as Like I throw in there how to keep your cutting board from sliding all over the place, or if you've got a big mixing bowl and you're mixing something up with a whisk, how to keep your bowl from spinning all over the place and shooting across the room as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Nice. Brilliant.
Stuff like that. And then, of course, I threw a tip in there, safety tip about cutting with dull knives. You can actually cut yourself easier with a dull knife than you will with a sharp knife, because that dull knife isn't going to cut your product as easy, so it has a better chance of slipping away. I've actually cut myself doing that when I very first started learning how to cook, and I didn't go through and make sure my knife was sharp. And I was trying to cut potatoes, and that knife went sideways, and I got 4 stitches right here on my side of my hand.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that.
So
Not a good day.
no,
It was funny because I worked at the hospital at the time. Is that when you're talking about?
yeah. And the
he
chef
came into the emergency room and somebody was like, "Your husband's in the emergency room." I'm like, "What?"
and the chef made me come back to fucking work. He was a dick. He's like,
Yeah, he
"You're going to
was.
the hospital,
What
come
a
back to work."
dick.
He was a douche nipple. That's what he was.
Douche nipple.
Douche nipple.
Oh,
That's like my favorite word I made up.
I know that's a new one. That's good.
make me stand there cooking with a fucking finger condom on because I can't move. And
Oh,
it's-
that hurts.
Oh,
There's
it was
nothing
horrible.
worse than having to do that.
it was horrible.
Cover up your cut and keep going, especially over heat and all kinds of nastiness.
I was in the ovens. I was at the oven, so I was
that's
doing.
fun.
Yeah, I was working the ovens, putting the baked stuffed lobsters together. I was putting the lobsters in the steamers and doing the fries and stuff like that.
So you worked the restaurants, which I've kind of done that too. Worked
yeah.
at a Mexican
Yeah.
restaurant, worked
I've
at
worked at
Perkins, kind of a
numerous
family
different
restaurant
restaurants.
that's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Different things.
And I have been a chef before down in Florida. I was a sous chef
Okay.
at 2 different restaurants. And one of the restaurants I actually got to help create the menu and recipes for the menu. That
I
was
just
the
have
one.
to say
Ooh.
that I was pregnant with our first child when he worked in a couple of these places. I got the best leftovers. Oh my God. I ate so good. Oh, it was so awesome.
Talked about your waistline when you were younger.
Oh my God. He would bring home stuff like rack of lamb. And I'm like, oh, because, sometimes there would be things that would be left over, or they would, like you'd have like a surplus of stuff, and then you'd like cook it for the staff, for yourselves. It would be, day to day depended. And he would bring stuff home to me.
And when
good.
when I became a sous chef, I was able to just like, what do you want? And I'll make it for you and bring it home.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would call him on the phone and be like, I want really, really like crisp lettuce, ice cold. I need homemade blue cheese dressing on it, some Roma tomatoes, sliced just so. And there we go.
I worked at a convenience store, but this convenience store, we were right there at the factory section. So we had like meals. They would come in for lunch. We had like, one of the favorites that I loved and often took on myself was beef tips and rice.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
That's a good dish.
I love that gravy, beef stocky,
Yep.
I can, out of a little bread and gravy, I can make a meal,
Well, I mean, you get your beef and your gravy down pat. You can put that over rice. You can put that over noodles. You can put it over mashed potatoes.
French dip,
Hey.
a little au jus. Oh.
Maybe I could do my beef stew in the next one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my dad
Yeah.
loves beef stew. When my mom went in the hospital way back when, I made up a bunch of food for him. And one of the things I made was beef stew because he loves beef stew.
Well,
So
growing up in the 70s, big things were not just crock pots, but pressure cookers.
yeah.
You do you
Fondue.
have a pressure cooker?
I do not have a pressure cooker. I've never used one.
Okay,
Never.
at that convenience store, we did the JoJo potatoes where you wedge the potatoes. And yes, I cut my hand, opened up one of those big can of beans too.
Yeah.
And they probably gave me a condom and told me to work too. But
Lord.
yeah, we would use the big 5-gallon, or well, no, I guess they were like 10-gallon. I don't know, the big trash cans, big black trash cans.
Yeah.
Put the wedged potatoes under water, and so that we'd have them already sliced up and prepped and made up, and then of course you put your spices on there, and then had a big industrial type, pressure cooker type thing with your hot oil and stuff that you would filter out every night and stuff. Do
That's
that
cool.
and the chicken in.
Yeah,
we would have fried chicken in that way too, and just that pressure cooking just kind of tenderizes everything, especially the potatoes.
I've always been more partial to the crock pot, I guess. I've never really found a use to have a pressure cooker. I get what it's for and what it does, but I just prefer different methods.
Well, it can be dangerous if you don't know how to use them, right?
Yes, it can. It can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, even with that one that we used, you had to ease the pressure off. If you forgot to do that, and you pop that top, you're in for an explosion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With hot.
I know
My
people have
nanny
rice
used one for
cookers and stuff.
canning. Sorry.
Oh, for canning? Yeah.
Yeah. My
Those are
nanny,
good
she
for
would
canning.
do like blackberry jams and all kinds
Yeah.
of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, you could do
canned
just the
some
thing on
tomatoes.
jams or jellies or preserves. I mean, if you know how to do that stuff,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had canned some tomatoes
it's
recently.
so versatile. She mentioned lamb, a good lamb recipe.
Yep, I did some lamb chops not long ago.
We're out of the cabinet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We did like an Asian
You
citrus.
don't just prepare your food, you photograph it.
Proud of it.
I think we actually got photographs of that one because we had done a few things that day. It was lamb chops, it was steak, and something else. Yeah, because we had done a smorgasbord.
Well, now thyme goes good with lamb, doesn't it?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, we would do a rack of lamb down in Florida, and we would put stone ground mustard on it, and then use seasoned breadcrumbs that we made, and we would bake it off like the whole rack, and usually to like a medium rare to medium, and slice them open, slice it up, and then we had a apple chutney on the side for it to dip it in or smear it on or whatever you're going to do.
Well, you and I talked about barbecue. I did this book when I worked at World Color that focused on barbecue all over the United States.
Yeah.
People like to claim that they do the best barbecue. But now one that I've seen, I think on TV on some show where they were talking about barbecue, is probably on the History Channel. But they had something, I think, in the Carolinas. I'm not sure. They did pressure cooked pig ear sandwiches, and probably a lot of fattier content in that. But soften up the ear, I guess scald the hair and whatnot.
Well, sure,
I know that sounds gross to people, but now they had like mustard and bun with the pig ear, and mustard's probably my favorite condiment. I love mustard.
I love mustard, especially when you start getting into some of the stone ground mustards, the flavored ones, spicy ones, the beer ones. Oh my God, some of that stuff.
I would actually try that pig ear sandwich. That actually looked pretty good to me.
Because I use different methods when I'm coating my meats for smoke them. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
But I use different methods for how I apply my rub, because sometimes I'll use like a Dijon mustard and honey and rub that all over the meat and then put the rub on, or sometimes I use a stone ground mustard and maple syrup and rub that all over the meat and then put the rub on. So I love mustard. Mustard's a great binder for doing that. Like they use stone ground mustard, like when you do the honey baked hams, they smear the stone ground mustard on the ham first before they put the cinnamon, sugar, whatever they use on it.
Now you got spinach and sausage tortellini soup. What would you say is probably your healthiest dish in this?
Healthiest? I don't think there's anything healthy on here.
Yeah. Okay. I know spinach is pretty healthy for you.
That's not. Yeah, it actually might be that soup.
It might be actually. Oh, the chicken pesto bake. Well, that's got a lot of cheese.
Pesto.
That's got a lot of cheese.
Oh, it's got mozzarella though. It's not. Mozzarella's not that bad.
Sounds good.
The apple and thyme stuff pork chop, maybe.
Yeah, those are healthy.
Yeah, those are healthy for sure.
But the spinach sausage tortellini soup has zucchini, squash, portobello mushrooms, diced tomatoes, onion, garlic, spinach. It has a little bit of ground sausage. I do half and half to try to keep it, because it's a creamy soup, but it's not like overwhelmingly creamy, like a cream of potato or a cream of mushroom or something like that.
Yeah, I
You
actually
can
like
add
that,
more
you know,
to
a
it to make it creamier.
cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I like
yeah,
it somewhere between broth and cream to
Yeah.
keep it from being too damn bad.
I
for
love
you.
a good minestrone soup, but with that,
Mm.
I often add a little ground hamburger, or some kind of meat to it. I know
Well,
that's
normally doesn't a minestrone have sausage in it?
No, minestrone I thought was
they can make it.
meatless.
Yeah, you
normally.
can make it
Oh,
either
is it?
Usually
way. And I know you like that sort of
like the
hotter
beans.
Italian sausage, don't you? Good stuff.
I like all kinds of sausage, giggity.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I do. I like hot Italian. I like sweet Italian. I like brats.
I do
I
too.
like Mets. Well, when I have a brat, I like sauerkraut and mustard, just regular mustard, nothing special, just regular mustard, sauerkraut, and the brat on a bun. Or
Hell yeah.
or a brat with sauerkraut over mashed potatoes with some gravy. I made
Wow.
yeah,
Banger
one
and
time I
mash.
did the bangers and mash, and I marinated the sauerkraut in Jameson whiskey, Irish whiskey,
Ooh.
and then
Wow.
I made the gravy out of
Yeah.
Guinness. I used Guinness to make the gravy for it, and I put
I
the
know sometimes they put
Oh,
stuff
so
in there
good.
to sort of dye the cabbage a different color to make it
Mhm.
sort of pop, you know, and yeah.
Yep. So it's marinated. Sometimes they use beets. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's different things they use. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Beets is really good, you know, for especially for your blood pressure and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
But yeah.
looking at food more today for the health benefits of it, you know.
Sure.
And you're saying come gain weight with us.
pretty much.
No, come indulge and then go exercise and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to eat good stuff?
Yeah.
It's going to be
So
bad.
you're
for
not
you.
really counting calories on this thing, right?
No, not at all. No,
Yeah.
this is not a counting calorie book. You don't want to because you will be upset if you count them.
no. But people who are used to counting calories will look at it and go, okay, they're calling for heavy cream. I'm going to use milk instead. They're calling for, bacon, and I'm going to use turkey bacon instead, or
Mhm.
whatever. People,
Yeah.
they're used to making those substitutions. I think I made the
Right.
reference to vegetarian wise. Vegetarians are used to looking at recipes and going, okay, I'll omit the meat or I'll substitute
Right.
with
Like that
tofu or
sausage
whatever.
tortellini soup.
Well-
You just take the sausage out of it, and that's a vegetarian.
Kind of like the White Castle and Crystal burgers, during the Depression era, ground beef was more expensive. So they combined onion, which was brilliant because I love onion.
And they put the holes in, you get less meat. They got the holes in the burgers.
Yeah.
And
And
it
they
used to
also
be
smother it, which was kind of a different type of way of,
Mhm.
and it really does gray the meat.
Yeah.
You're eating
But
gray
there
meat.
used to be a joke. Like, do you know why there are 5 holes in a White Castle burger?
Why?
Because that's how many shots it takes to kill a rat.
Well, I like Crystal and I like White Castle.
I love White Castle. We were talking about this before. I think I can't eat them, but maybe once or twice a year because they really mess with my stomach. But I absolutely love the jalapeno sliders. Oh, those are so good.
Why do you think it messes with you? I mean,
I don't know. It's
My guess would be the quality of the meat.
quality of meat.
Do you guys have a Crystal's chicken?
No, I've seen Crystals, but that was down in Florida. Or no, was Crystals
On the way
in
down,
Florida?
you see a lot of them. It's like a southern.
Yeah.
Once you get
Yes,
like
it's our Southern White Castle.
Now, something
pretty
you're going to have to
much.
do if you do another book is wildly popular chicken tenders.
Actually, Mrs. created some fantastic homemade chicken tenders, homemade buttermilk. Oh my God, it was so good. She made the bread. She made everything. And we did it, pan fried, not deep fried. We put the oil in, a pan and just did it pan fried. And oh my God, they were so good.
Well, now one thing you can also do is baked goods like yeast rolls. I love a good yeast roll.
Not so much a baker. Any desserts that you see are going to be really extremely basic
Okay.
because baking is a science. Cooking is an art, baking is a science. Cooking, you can mix things up and change times, and it doesn't really matter. With baking, you can't mess up. You have to have everything just right. And the altitude actually does matter when you're baking
The
because of the
humidity,
rise
right?
and the fall of the cakes. And it's, yeah. So,
especially if you're like doing a souffle that's supposed to be light.
souffles are ridiculous in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I made them, but I was down in Florida when I had to.
Well, I didn't know that, down in Florida, like they do the key lime pie, they put the big meringue on it and then they scorch the top of it.
Well, I don't know that I've seen that. Do they do that?
Yeah.
Like in restaurants where they mass produce pies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They actually, take a torch and
I've seen it on TV.
You brown up the top.
Yeah, we use the torch for the creme brulees because you put the sugar on top of the creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
After it comes out of the oven, and
And
then you
think of
hit it with the
kebabs.
torch.
Kebabs are so versatile.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put some of those in. My key lime pie will be in the next book too, because I learned how to make key lime pie down in Florida.
I did not grow up eating key lime pie. It was like those pet icebox pies.
Oh Lord!
What about a chili?
I'd still eat one today if I saw it.
There's chili in this cookbook, Fanta.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's my
good,
chili,
good.
the chili that I've been making for like 20 plus years that I've been perfecting and tweaking this, that, and the other thing here and there.
Yay!
Yes.
It'll
and
be here
it's-
just in time when it's cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's it's like a mix between a Texas style and a Cincinnati style chili. If anybody's familiar with the Cincinnati style chili, it has a bit of cinnamon and sugar flavor in there. But I don't like Cincinnati chili for eating chili. So I've kind of come up with a Texas style that I've mixed with it, because it has thick chunks of tomatoes. It's got the ground beef. Sometimes I didn't put it in this book, but sometimes I'll do like beef chunks, like the stew beef or whatever.
Yeah.
And throw mushrooms in there and peppers and stuff like that. But this one I kept kind of basic with the tomatoes and the ground beef and but how I season it. So
Have you ever had Frito pie?
Oh yeah, that's good.
It's corn chips with the Texas style chili over them with cheese.
Plenty of
times.
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
That's how we eat our chili.
We put actually when we do our chili here at the house, we take the Fritos and we crumble them up and put it in the chili and then top it with some cheese and sour cream.
That's how I love my chili. The kids almost won't eat it unless we have.
There you go. Nice. Although that doesn't have the what you call it on it.
The Fritos in it.
The Fritos, yeah.
Yeah, put some on top. Tree Goblin wants to know if you have a recipe for beaver balls.
What about Rocky Mountain oysters?
That's an
right. Yeah.
Is that an oxymoron?
I know you did the beer can burgers. So burgers got shown and ground beef got shown some love in this, but nothing for hot dogs.
Nope, no hot dogs.
Or chili dogs or whatever. So
no.
Maybe for the
no hot dogs.
Something with a hot dog. I don't know.
I can tell you a hot dog thing, Rex. I saw it on Facebook and I made it. You just take your hot dogs and you wrap them in bacon and you put them in the oven and then you take them out and just cover them with chili and onions and mustard.
That sounds
good.
They were so good.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good.
They were so good.
Oh yeah.
Hey, hot dogs.
Oh, look at that.
Well, not really hot dogs. These are brats, Mets.
Brats.
And I believe those are all beef hot dogs on the end that look really small.
Of course. Gotta have all beef on it.
And then there's bacon wrapped jalapenos next to them.
Yeah, our jalapeno poppers that are in the cookbook, which are bacon wrapped jalapenos stuffed with the pulled pork and cream cheese and cheddar cheese and the rub mixture. And then you grill them.
I have pictures of all of our food.
I know.
Well, good. I mean, I think that's what really sells it is the pictures. You know, they're like, oh, that looks so delicious. Like,
that was the hope. I mean,
the-
it was like a process of making sure that we did it throughout, because we were cooking everything, recording everything, writing it down, and taking pictures for the cookbook at the same time.
Right.
It was like,
yeah.
well, why not just post this all the time and say, hey, sign up, and here's what you're signing up for.
Right.
Well, I can't see the
There's the
pictures
Popper's
like on the screen, but the way that you describe it, oh my gosh, it sounds amazing.
So these are sometimes called Texas Twinkies. Fanta, we're talking about the jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you see them just stuffed with cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And we had issues with making the cream, because while you're cooking it, sometimes it would seep out, or if you would take a bite of it, it would just plop out the other end. So we wanted to put something denser in there when we stuffed it. So we started doing cream cheese with, I like to do a cheddar Colby Jack shredded cheese mix, and then pulled pork. So anytime we make pulled pork, we save a little bit and we put it in the freezer. You just pull out the pulled pork and we add the seasonings and the cheese and the cream cheese, and it stays together nicely.
Yes.
When you bite into it, it doesn't poop out of it.
And that's a little secret, right? I mean, we tried it this way with the cream cheese and it seeps out. And so you talk about the problems, and nachos or beef nachos or shredded pork, nachos.
Yeah.
Next book, whatever.
Those are popular in the South.
This is a slideshow with all of the pictures from the cookbook. And there are a couple duplicates in here. I apologize.
I like the music.
Thank you. I love big band music.
There's those time.
Salsa.
There's
dump cake.
Oh, look at that. That must be the dump cake.
Yeah, it was.
Is this on one of your channels?
No. I've just been playing it on streams here and there. Yeah, that's that smoked beer corn.
You can always
That's some Tommy Dorsey tacos.
Tommy Dorsey. Now, what is that there?
That's the dump cake with the whipped topping. This is the 7-layer salad.
Oh, God.
Ooh, try that. Yeah.
What do you got on top of that?
Bacon and cheese.
Okay.
There's the poor man's beef hash.
Oh, wow.
There's that apple you just ate.
That's right.
Apex.
Yum, yum, yum.
Makes a good breakfast, eh?
It does. Magnificent.
Oh, yeah. See, I told you there's a couple duplicates.
I didn't even notice that when we were watching before.
That's the egg casserole.
Hey, if it looks good once.
Right.
Try it again.
There's the Grambrosia salad.
Oh, God. Yes, I could eat that right now.
Soup.
That's a potato leek soup. Beer can burgers.
Yeah.
More beer can burgers. So nice, you got to do it twice.
Yeah,
There's the
looks so
chili.
nice.
The chicken pesto.
This should make everyone hungry for lunch or dinner.
Oh, you know it.
There's my smoker.
Oh, there you go.
That's the Caribbean jerk bacon wrapped chicken lollipops with red beans and rice and spicy.
There she is, tragic meatloaf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did you put carrot in that?
Yeah, it's the vegetables. Remember I said
There's the smoked baby back ribs.
Because I've actually put carrot in my meatloaf as well.
It's good.
Retro hot fudge cake.
Yum, yum.
There's a smoked pulled pork, which all of those recipes are there. The coleslaw, the sauce, and the barbecue beans.
Wow.
Voila.
So yeah,
So
all of
good.
those recipes are in there, except for the bun. You don't get the recipe
Thanks
for
for
the
the
bun because we
extra
bought
8
that.
pounds after that. Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I am getting hungry. I'm like,
I'm
Yeah.
starving.
lunch.
That's why lunchtime, guys.
Yep.
I have some
Yeah.
lunch too.
That
Be
it
sure to
is.
pick up that Good Stuff cookbook today.
Yes,
That's
please.
Thank you
website.
so much for making the apple and trying it, Apex.
Yes,
love
thank
it.
you. That was awesome.
Fanta, Apex made the campfire apple before the stream and ate it during the stream and
Ate
tried it and told
live.
us how it was.
Watch the replay.
Oh wow, how was it?
Lovely, delicious.
Did it taste like apple pie?
It's it's really good.
Before
Wow.
we get out of here, I want to play the trailer one more time.
Right on.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting?
The chicken roulade looks good, but there's so much to choose from.
I know. Grilled and smoked food, food from the oven and stovetop, and then there's food that's inspired from Grandma Good Stuff.
And desserts too. Plus, you can order the Eat Good Stuff cookbook, which I heard has really great recipes in it.
Well, here she comes. You better make up your mind.
Have you folks decided?
I'd like to try the bacon wrapped chicken roulade with the twice baked potato, please.
Great choices. And for you, sir?
Could I get the beer can burger with mushrooms, red onion, blue cheese crumbles, and brown sugar barbecue sauce with Mrs. G's mashed potatoes on the side, please?
Oh my gosh, I love the beer can burgers.
Wait, I almost forgot. I want to order the Good Stuff cookbook too.
Perfect. That cookbook will be sent to print in about 30 days. I'll go put your order in and check back with you in a few.
I can't wait to order dessert.
What are you going to order?
I'm getting the campfire apples from Grandma Good Stuff section. I hear they actually put them over a campfire here.
Those sound so good, but I'm getting that retro hot fudge cake. It looks delicious.
I'm so glad I ordered the cookbook Eat Good Stuff. I can't wait to put that thing to use.
Well, with any luck, you'll have the cookbook by Christmas. Eat Good Stuff cookbook, packed with over 40 delicious recipes handcrafted by Mr. and Mrs. Good Stuff. Back it today, exclusively at goodstuffcreations.net. Back it today.
Sweet.
Back in today.
Today.
Back it today.
Jesus Christ!
That's how Rex
back it
says it.
today.
Back it today.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna work on a recipe for beaver balls for Trey.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm gonna figure it out for you. Smoked beaver
It's gonna be
balls.
amazing.
That's another thing is meatballs that, I love to make meatballs,
Mhm.
kind of like mini
Oh, yeah.
meatloaves,
Yep.
usually
Yeah,
put
my
rice
grandpa
in
used to
that.
do Swedish meatballs for every New Year's
Mhm.
Eve party.
And don't forget the stew
Ooh.
next time. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
beef stew. Yeah.
Now, Rex, I
Yeah.
got a tip for you with meatloafs. If you want to make individual servings and you can freeze them, and rather
Mhm.
than having to make a giant meatloaf, is use a cupcake pan and
Oh, yeah.
put little loaves. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah.
make little
I think
individual
I've
servings.
actually done that once or twice before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Silicone dishes are great for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is that's a genius, I swear.
Genius.
I
Oh,
never
thank you,
thought of
Fanta. I
that.
can't take credit for it.
Brilliant.
I saw it somewhere else, but it is a good tip.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll give you the
Hey,
tip.
if you see
Zip it
like
into-
Fanta said, like wrap your hot dog in bacon and then with
Mm,
chili. I mean,
sounds great.
I've not
Yeah,
tried
right.
that, but why not? If
Well-
you see a good idea, why not obfuscate it, right?
Take a
Lit.
muffin pan and turn it upside down and go get a tube of cookie dough and you mold over top and bake
Mm.
it. And you
Mhm.
make chocolate chip cookie cups and you can do ice cream sundaes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've seen
Oh,
that
yeah.
before.
And you can
let's-
also take those muffin
That was a-
pans and flip it over and wrap bacon around them and bake it off. And then you've got cups and you can put eggs in it and whatever else you want as well.
If I were president,
Ooh.
I would make it official that bacon is its own food group.
Yeah.
Good stuff for president.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There you go.
Everything goes better
There you
with
go, man.
bacon. Let's go eat, folks.
I
Make
am
food
a
great
cook.
again. Make food great again.
I am a cook.
Totally.
Mufga. Mufga.
Well, there's a link